Okay, it's been captured. Probably just need to copy stuff onto YouTube. Where is the toggle? There it is. I'm sorry if this is coming through a bit too loud for anyone. I don't quite have control over that yet. But I will shortly. And also, hello, R. There's a puppy. There's a good fight. He's a friend from Waffy's server, who neither of you particularly know. Yeah, it's a stream. It's not that I'm usually able
No,
to
you
catch
said
it.
art, and I assumed it was Grace. Why?
No.
Hello.
Different type of art.
So I see.
Eagle. Thank you. Follow too. Hopefully we'll see you around, even though this is rather late for you. This is like a 1:15 for you right now. Not that I ever mind any alerts. Working is more than accepted. Alright.
Imagine thinking that 1:30 is late. Couldn't be me.
Okay, they're not going to be able to hear you for a minute. I can't hear you. I can barely hear me.
Problem.
Awakens.
We could plot crimes.
Carrier succumbs to its
No.
first
You will be turned into a nugget.
He lied.
Recall it
Deceiver.
now.
That's a crime!
Reclaim the lost sword. Let it illuminate the hero's journey.
Elaborate trap.
The one who shadows the eternal night. Behold the legend. Merlin.
It's between different. I mean, they all look very similar, but like the different sets of gauntlets and stuff. And it's like, ooh.
Not gonna lie, I didn't watch any of it.
It's always fun for there to be a chosen many that's
Magister
actually
Merlin?
part of the plot.
Magister Merlin,
Mm-hmm.
are you all right?
Oh, and then we get the cute redhead.
Magister Merlin, you don't look well.
She do be cute.
Did you have a nightmare?
She tosses cards very.
She does.
Ah, your old problem has reared its head again.
I guess old Merlin is having difficulty with his age.
I'm Dolly. We've been living together in the mystical house for a while now. I hope you remember that you're the great mage who has inherited the title of Merlin.
Ah, this is one of the random universe that decides that Merlin is a title of spellcasting rather than the name of someone. Just to make you a little extra confused.
Yeah.
However, you lost most of your
Also,
powers
I
somehow.
don't believe I said
Your
it, but I
memories
had
are
no idea.
fragmented, and you often forget
This is the
things.
first time I am learning her name.
Really? You
Yeah.
skip everything.
Absolutely.
It's a sad state of affairs. Also, I don't like how they use dots underneath the name. I know it's a separate, but it just looks like you're starting everything with a bunch of ellipses.
I I definitely never thought of it that way, but now you said it, I see what you mean.
I woke you up because there's a fire on the other side of the river. It's getting serious.
Well, if there's a river in the way, it doesn't sound like an us problem.
All the villagers will be in danger
What's it gonna
if we
do,
don't
cross
put out
the
that
river?
fire. Chippy was worried and ran
Are
over
they
there
vampires?
already.
Cross the damn river.
As you're familiar, Chippy wanted to protect your beloved village. So
Sonic
he rushed out
Unleashed
to put out the fire.
flashbacks. Oh no.
Huh.
In Sonic Unleashed, yeah, there's a small fairy-like character that follows you around called Chippy.
Ah.
But
Is
the
it as
fire is
irritating
getting
as
out
in
of
this game?
hand. Will Chippy be
He's
all
quite
right?
irritating.
I
Do
don't
you
know what
want
it
to go and
is.
see for
Chippy's the
yourself,
only one of these
Magister
characters
Merlin?
that I'm like, oh, shut up, Chippy.
Hey, you know, if you skip everything, he's never annoying.
I understand.
That-
Just take care of yourself.
all the other characters I
You've
go,
been
I
in
quite like.
seclusion all these
Cassidy in
years.
particular,
No one
will be
knows you're
well,
here.
if we get there within the
If
hour.
you just go out
I
like
think
this, it
is
might
quite
stir up
pleasing,
some
but-
trouble.
Oh,
Less trouble than the fire you're bugging me about, evidently.
You know, you're probably the most famous
And,
mage in Asperia. Before
what was his
going out,
name?
why don't you use some magic and
Uh,
change your appearance?
Larson or something like that. He's the
I believe
your
you.
boyo.
These are some Genshin Plus designs. I've already saw them. Not bad.
Still never played the engine.
or have I?
On one hand, I like this design. On the other hand, if I'm meant to be a mage, I feel that
Yeah,
either of these two look good. They're all certainly noble in nature, but this feels like either noble who doesn't do anything or more of a swordman.
Yeah, it's much more just like, yeah, a nobleman's suit. Not like stopping a wizard wearing that, but we're so ingrained in the belief that a wizard should have a robe. Damn you, Gandalf.
Meanwhile, bards say hello.
You against a good robe?
Out
I
of
have nothing
curiosity.
against a good robe.
Hey. Okay then.
That's a very subtle difference on the physique.
Would you like Svelte or a Svelte Plus?
Svelte plus.
Yes, I went with the moderately more thick off.
Yeah, yeah. Just an eensy bit.
Why is the color not match? I had noticed that there's different colors styles, but I feel like it should be already dictated. It's like, wait a moment.
No. It's so you can have
I mean,
the
it's nice
dreaded
of you.
GBS.
GPS?
Ginger beard syndrome.
Oh,
You know what I'm talking about, right?
No.
I
No?
have known the people with that issue. Yeah.
Yeah. When you have, you know, when you have like brown or black hair, and then when your beard grows in, it's like vivid ginger.
Really has to be some kind of curse.
I will say that this character creator certainly succeeds in letting you make a character that looks like they'd be an NPC in some other random video game.
Well, it's AFK Journey. They're going to be an NPC in our own game.
No.
You may or may not want to start up the Discord stream.
Oh God! I just realized what you were saying, Noah. It's the delay.
Chippy's #1 fan.
Yeah. Oh, I've got to turn this down.
Perfect.
There we go.
The spirit of Grey truly being represented.
Yeah. Yeah, the suggested names here really don't get across the fact that this is what your name
they're
is going to
just-
be.
Title. That's weird.
Yeah.
Merc.
Yeah.
Evergreen baby. Sorry, what?
What? Syndicate Man.
I have a really dumb idea for a name. I'm just going to type it out, sit on
Oh,
for a few
no.
seconds, and I'll probably change my mind.
Merlin Stopheles.
Why?
Why
Where
not?
the hell did that come from?
I don't know.
I mean, that's an absolutely fair name. It's a perfect fake name for someone who's like, am I Merlin? I guess I'm Merlin.
It sounds
Maybe I
like
shouldn't.
you came up with it at the last moment when somebody asked you, "Hey, what's
Yeah.
your name?" Merlin. Awfully.
Yeah, exactly. It's like he's trying to, it's like he remembers after saying it that he's meant to be not giving it away to keep it on the down low. It's like, I don't want to tell everyone I'm Merlin, then they'll know I'm the famous mage. My name's Merlin Stopheles. The magical Merlin Stopheles.
And some money in the bushes.
Or they'll never know.
Nailed it. I fucking nailed it. Sits back, hands behind head. God, I'm
Never
amazing.
know. Why do these people keep wanting to make deals with me?
Oh, look, it's Chippy.
Village is on fire. I never would have thought. Hey, that... Yeah, that looks like fire already.
Yeah, it's a little bit spicy.
Oh no, the cows came home here too.
The
water isn't
Chippy
working.
into the fire.
You, Sam! Get these fires under control!
Thanks, Reinhardt.
Do not retreat! Forward!
I'm sorry, did you name the weird demonic oxen cow skulls that say things on fire? Fire?
No, he's just referring to the actual fire.
All forces, attack!
No, these are lost souls. Everyone knows that.
Don't let them go. Yeah,
Glorious. What a win.
I like how it gives you the sources of them.
I do appreciate that.
I wouldn't have recognized you if it weren't for Chippy tagging along. How about you dispel your disguise so I can see my old friend again?
Oh. Sparkling.
Yeah. It's just how.
Oh, I really
how
hope this
magical
is the
you are.
last time I hear this question from you.
Probably won't be.
But no matter how many times you lose your memory, I'm happy to reintroduce myself again to you.
So I guess people either don't know or haven't caught on to the fact that's evidently a title.
I am Hogan, the former leader of the heroic order of the Lightbearer Empire, and the current magistrate of Hollowstone. We've been friends for decades, and our friendship will never fade, no matter how muddled your memory gets.
I mean, it being a title aside, does Merlin always look the same?
But this is no time for small talk. Look at these fire elementals.
Say it. Say Merlin Stopheles.
Gosh, damn it.
They don't belong in Ryham. How could they just appear out of nowhere?
Ham on rye. Fuck about it. No, but clearly you took them all out in one stroke, so,
Then our most pressing concern is to put out the fire. Please,
Like putting out
give
the
me a
fire
hand.
should be pressing
Let's put these
concern anyway.
fires out together.
It might help me recall the upcoming events that that's phrased. I know what they mean, but a phrasing.
Yeah.
How's a fire? Not a story recap, that's always appreciated.
Oh yeah, I forgot that was there.
Oh good, and I can use last.
Yes. I found that out at some point. I was like, oh, wonderful.
I already have
I did
AFK
not ever
rules,
find
so-
that out.
Nice.
Oh,
Been AFK for
How?
almost 4 hours.
why is that still going up? Oh,
Oh yeah, that will continue to tick up even while you're not AFK.
I mean, that's nice. That's weird, but nice.
Yeah, it truly means that it's the AFK part isn't even important. I mean, obviously, it's nice that it will continue to tick up while the game is off, but like, even while you're actively playing, you're gaining AFK time.
You know what? Just considering I put the widget on the higher tier, I'm just gonna leave it at that.
Yeah,
It's
fair.
because it's better for me.
Yeah.
Redeem code. Just dig that up.
Yep. I believe it was AFKJN 2024. Yeah.
That came out all caps, but that's fine. It's a nice amount of diamonds and a good amount of money.
Yeah.
On one hand, I could be hung on fire, but that's the windmill. Have you, Don Quixote? You're right. Wait a road, got it. I didn't even do it. He seems alright. But if I can't clear that road, okay.
No. It's very strict on what you can do right now.
Suspicious man. Okay, so that just makes you even more suspicious. It's like, why is this man suspicious? Ah, he's a pyromaniac.
Yeah, he is, they weren't kidding, he's suspicious.
Pretty sure it's also on fire.
Yeah.
Interesting. It's a little suspect. No, I should be outside your interaction, or it should be gone. Nice.
The Acorn Knight is ready for battle.
Of course, he's an acorn knight.
Shut up, Chippy. God.
I will say I wasn't expecting the guy with a noticeable tuft to be an assassin.
I truly don't know exactly what these little things that pop up mean. I assume that just means he got the most kills.
Yeah, usually stuff like that means that they were the most valuable player. Usually by killing more kills,
Yeah.
deal more damage, etc.
Oh,
Yeah, because it'll
I'll
come up
catch
with
up
whatever
you
their sort of,
someday.
I don't know, MVP kind of thing is, but like, I don't know. When it comes up and says like, dazzling DPS, it's like, I don't know exactly what you mean by this, but okay.
And that's enough for you, Chippy. Invite letter. Good. I'll be needing those.
Invite letter.
Yep, still can't help immediately. Sorry. We'll get back to you.
Yep.
But kind of did a zoom in for a moment and then decided not to. Bunch of dangerous looters and bandits.
Yeah.
Clearly this is a Skyrim stealth assassin.
Yeah, he knows what he's doing.
General, they've
Howdy.
ruined my duty sleep. This will cost you extra.
Well, he certainly looks tired.
You're just getting here now?
Yep.
Were you deep in your cups again?
That's not fair. I ran into a bunch of fire elementals on the way here. Those guys were really annoying. Anyway, looks pretty grim here. I didn't expect the fire to be this big. This is not normal, General.
So don't
That's
say-
right. We think
Shut up,
it's
Jim.
arson. The culprit is likely a mage.
That's not quite what we said earlier, but it was an option.
Whoa, a talking hamster? You're a familiar, aren't you? In that case, this gentleman with the general must be a mage. I gotta say, picking a hamster as your familiar is rather unique.
Yeah, why not Guinea Pig? Or Benoit?
I'd normally overlook your banter, Valen. But in front of this
Oh, don't worry.
magister, you'd better
You'll get
watch
to the
your
Benoit.
words.
It's rare to command such respect from the general. Well, Magister, I am Valen, of the Heroic Order. How would you like me to address you?
Merlin Stoffelius. Yeah.
An interesting name. I will remember it.
See that you do.
Forgive my
Did
rudeness
you
earlier.
play any
I'll
of
be
this
sure to make
story
it up to you
before?
once this fire has been dealt
No.
with.
This is gonna be even funnier then.
Why would I?
No, I wasn't sure if you'd played through any of it before doing it on stream.
No.
No, it's fine. In which case, that name is going to be even funnier.
Now I need to make a D&D character called Merlin Stoffelius, who's totally not just Elminster's brother.
Who?
Elminster is a mage of note. He's used in a number of D&D campaigns,
Oh, I see.
as well as Baldur's Gate.
Oh, I see.
Well, very nice of her.
Yeah.
Part of me is hoping that's Southville instead of North.
That would be counterintuitive.
The question is, why are all these wagons on fire in the way?
Definitely not so they can railroad you through the tutorial.
Something would move.
You seem more interested in
Don't worry
who
about it.
started the fire than in putting it out.
I saw you casting a spell with my own eyes.
What do you mean she looks nothing like a mage?
It's not that easy to quench a greedy fire, my dear. I'm just trying to help.
The Scarlet Sorceress is as beautiful as her fire is dangerous. That's what the rumors say.
Well, she's not Scarlet Sorcerer. She's a red-headed mage. They're completely different.
You're quite right.
Exactly, different
If this
things.
were my fire, you'd all be ashes by now.
Damn.
So
Mom,
she's
sorry.
the
Mom,
Scarlet
sorry.
Sorceress. Chippy has heard of her.
I mean, she denied being as such, so who knows? He just stares at the chipmunk.
You're...
A hamster.
Magister, if Chippy is not mistaken, it seems like the Scarlet Sorceress is staring at you. What do we do, Magister?
Thanks,
She's
Chippy.
staring really hard.
What you gotta do? Burn holes in me?
What a coincidence. I'm staring
Never
back
mind.
at her.
You made me think of someone. The divination was right.
Well, not making
This
eye
night was
contact
awful.
exactly, but you know.
I shouldn't have gone out.
But I'm looking at her.
I'd
Certainly in her
appreciate
direction.
not being disturbed any further. I'm leaving.
You're not going anywhere, Scarlet Sorceress. All my
Okay,
wares
it's
are
the boy. They
gone.
need everyone to
I
pull perhaps
demand
more.
compensation.
Yep.
Don't push your luck, young man. I'm not known for my patience.
Don't you dare try to get away with this. I'll make sure you're held responsible.
Shh.
Did you ever get a Rowan back?
Quiet.
Still not
Something's
yet.
not right. The wind.
It's ridiculous.
It's suddenly so loud.
I did get one.
I go an extra $5 for him.
Hey,
What is that?
It's fucking windy.
Magister,
hey. Alright.
Stupid.
Don't worry about the subtitles changing language. They just do that from time to time.
Don't worry, Magister. I'm gonna fight the tornado.
Now beat the shit out of it.
Just gotta do it once.
Yeah, it's just fighting. It's just a silly little guy.
There we go.
Fly, my beautiful flames.
I'm not quite sure that the flames are on the mark there.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, I'm just letting this happen.
Yep. You're like a Pokemon trainer.
That is a face.
Yeah.
Alright, whatever this thing is, I'm not quite sure demanded fucking Jesus beings.
Exterminatus.
And down I go.
Fucking entered the avatar state. Yeah, there we go. EP time.
A short while later.
How are you feeling?
I've done a single thing. Time for a nap.
Relatable.
Mood, honestly.
I'm great. Can't you see the sparkles?
I'm still shining like the
If I
protagonist of
hadn't
a
seen you
yaoi
pass
manga.
out just now, I'd probably believe you. You passed out for a while. General Hogan and his men put out the fire. Then he returned to Hollystone. He ordered me to stay here and look after you. Before he left, the general told me to make sure that when you woke up, your memory was all right.
Who?
What a strange request. Do you often forget things?
I
don't
forgot.
remember.
Also, how much do you remember of what just happened?
There's a boy with a duck.
He's no ordinary child. He's Rowan, the second son of the wealthiest man in the Empire, and head of the Mithril Consortium.
So a rich boy with a duck.
Young Master Rowan identified the Scarlet Sorceress as the culprit, and the two of them were brought back to Hollowstone by General Hogan for questioning. Her name is Muriel. People are just used to calling her the Scarlet Sorceress. Muriel's attitude towards you was unusual. When you passed out, she was the first to get to you. Did you know her from before?
I don't know.
Again, don't worry about it changing language.
I
That'll
literally
just
don't know,
happen
and I'm
sometimes.
not sure.
That's rather odd.
It's
There was
normal
actually
for
one that
people
came
not to
up.
respect people.
Yeah, exactly. There was one that came up a while later that only had one dialogue option, and it was in a different language. I was just like, I don't know what I'm saying. Because they were just like, really interesting. It's like, I don't know what I said.
Chippy checked all
said
around
something
and didn't see
horribly
any
offensive.
elemental beings.
Yeah.
The village is safe now. Mr. Valen told you that
Shut up,
General
Chippy.
Hogan already left for Hollowstone, right?
The memory's not that bad, Chippy.
The General will wait for us in the village, so we should go meet him in Hollowstone. He seemed to have something to say to you.
There might be enemies on the road. I'll go with you.
Thanks.
Although, you might not need my protection.
I cast a spell and pass that, so.
Of course! The
Yeah.
Magister is
Listopheles.
the merriest mage that everyone loves.
The Mer.
Dot, 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 dot.
Anyway, since
Yeah.
you're feeling better, Magister, should we set off? However, before leaving for Hollowstone, we should probably return to the mystical house first. Dolly must be worried sick.
I guess the mystical house.
Yep.
Need a hand, friend?
I'm good.
What a guy.
Just walks away while he poses dramatically and flops on the ground.
It's like, well, guess I'll just leave.
Dolly! I brought back the Magister!
You're back. I was worried.
Step to the left. Face plant.
Bam! Just lands on the bar.
Merlin, have you
multiplied.
regained your powers? I saw your
Yeah.
magic in the sky. It was the right decision to go on this trip.
Don't be too happy.
Look how tall that hat
Magister
is.
fainted after casting
Not
that
tall enough.
spell. And the Magister looked really strange, as if possessed by some weird force.
Nonsense. Even the goddess Dora can't control Merlin. Perhaps it's just the Magister recovering. Chippy, what's with you? Why so pessimistic? That's not like you.
Oh, you're right. The Magister is the greatest mage in all of Asperia. Everything will be fine.
That's what I like to hear.
Magister Merlin, you seem to be in quite a bit of trouble. Shall we find someone to lend you a helping
I'll
hand?
click that again and you're gonna get cut, Chippy.
Leave it to me. I know a few people.
Yeah, you know, come to think of it, Dolly knows a lot of interesting people. You know, like, like, I mean, there's all the Graveborn heroes.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not gonna question how she knows like spooky necromancers and such.
This is not much of a
Ostensibly
fucking
good spooky necromancer.
imitation buttons.
Yeah.
Ready to
Yeah.
embark on a glorious adventure?
Hey, look, it's a cutie patootie.
Colorful dancer. I've acquired a bard. Kind of, sort of.
Yeah.
No.
She likes gemstones and stuff.
May
She likes
flowers
shiny
blossom across this land.
Oh.
Nice.
You got the Wilder Mage too.
It made it interesting. Support is good. Just look at Chippy sneaking it over.
Fucking Chippy.
I am Tails. I like this. I like this stuff.
It can. That's cool, right? Like kind of storybook aesthetic. It does bother me that they call it Ryham as opposed to Ryam, but you know, whatever.
I guarantee it's going to be like a weird sandwich one, but yeah, everything on flames, the sun turned into a fireball, this evokes the Wicked Witch of the West. It is a nice art piece.
It's very neat.
I don't want to autoback. I want to poke about.
Yeah. You'll quickly find that this game is actually very linear, but it's nice that the option is there for if you are feeling too lazy to run around.
Very Korean MMO.
Yeah.
Will do. He just said to go talk to the villagers, and why he can't. Maybe my memory
Yep.
is that bad.
Yeah.
I also want to beat them up.
Yeah, it's a weird line.
Yes, but would you expect anything less from Sparkly over here? Like,
Merlin Selfless.
yes, I also want to beat them up.
I
What?
also. Yes, I would like to incur the ire of heroes by beating up people for starting fires.
And that's for the arc. Yeah. Thanks for popping in, and again, thanks for the follow. Feel free to lurk, feel free to sleep, and feel free to help with the sponsorship if you want.
Yeah. I mean, it's a free game. It doesn't take too much. Enjoy Eep.
It seems it takes longer to download in some cases than it takes to get the rules. Or gray.
My god, it took so long.
Just
And I had to
download it
fucking
and
re-download it.
downloads a little more, and downloads a little more, and then grant to re-download it.
I was gonna play a little bit last night, but I needed to download an update, so nope.
What do you mean you're finally back? I've gone for like a tick.
Took your
Took
your
a while.
goddamn
I've
time.
been waiting out here in the cold all day. They say it's always autumn in Ryham, but right now, it's more like winter.
Me whenever Lucius leaves the house for like 10 minutes.
You've been gone all
Said that
day.
Merlin's ward has long protected Ryham. It's the only reason that people can actually live here.
You were
But
gone
recently,
forever.
Ryham's been getting
I
colder.
didn't know if you were
It's
ever
almost
coming home.
snowed the past few days.
Tears in
We've
your
come with
eyes.
the Magister to investigate this change in weather.
My apologies, Miss Hamster. I never got your name.
Yes, we should be introduced. You are Valen. I am Hemi.
Her name is almost literally Miss Hamster.
Are all your familiars
Yeah.
hamsters?
I don't know. Not sure I want to know.
Yeah, it's like, no, don't be ridiculous.
It's like, it seems so.
That's unique indeed.
Alright, I'm running into work now. I'll be back.
Stay safe.
Okay, take care.
Chippy told me that General Hogan ordered you to protect the Magister. You must know that serving the Magister is an honor, but it's not easy. I'll be observing you. I hope you'll become a competent retainer.
We're judged by a hamster with all that.
Yeah.
Apologies again.
I don't know
but
what it is.
I have to
I
correct you.
don't
I'm a knight,
find
not
like
someone's retainer.
Hammy nearly as irritating as Chippy.
Protecting him is just my current task. It's not a lifelong post. Unless your Magister is someone like the Great Merlin, then I may consider it.
Did I hear that right? Well, the Magister, he
Silence,
is
Chippy.
Ouch!
Yes, that's my name,
Yeah.
Merlin Stoffles.
Why did you just step
See?
on my foot, Hammy?
Oh, sorry. Chippy likes to spout nonsense. Don't mind him, Mr. Valen. Once you spend some time together,
Yeah.
you'll realize that although the Magister isn't Merlin, he is just as powerful.
This is why it's even funnier.
You'll see that he is practically the
No,
same
I'm
as
not Merlin. I'm
except
Merlin
for
Stoffles.
Different appearance and name.
Okay, I'll just wait and see.
Oh,
We should get going. I really want to get to Hollowstone as soon as possible.
fantastic.
I need a hot drink to help me warm up. Dura above. I really hope the General doesn't give me another assignment.
I've got to say, for this being a free game, they actually have some really competent voice actors.
That's the last.
Also, fun fact, if you're using WAS to move around, you can also use F to open chests and stuff.
I saw it. I might as well just use this so I don't have to stretch my fingers over.
Fair enough. Stretch your fingers, it's like one key over.
I'm in here now. Alas, I can't explore the village and grab some of that. Wait, no, here we're at. Damn. I'll be back for you, loot.
Yeah, I
It's
think
a
it
wealth
opens up the next time you
redistribution.
come back. Wealth redistribution. I mean,
Interesting.
the arc is confused, puppy.
So, what are you confused about?
I'm not certain.
The only downside is I can't run.
Yeah. Why are you so rich? Oh,
Yeah.
hand invitation.
Very nice.
Oh, right, yeah. WAS to F.
Well, I mean, are you are aware what WAS is, yes? Now on your keyboard, W between the Q and the E,
I assumed they were-
ASD.
I assume they were more confused about the fact that it was a stretch to go from D to F.
Well, I'd have to stretch out my middle finger a bit and then shift my index finger over to the F, or I could just click with the mouse I'm already moving around to do a bunch of other shit.
I guess.
Narrate upper current.
To be fair, you will, like, you do still have to click when it comes to, like, if you go into a battle or something, it's like, click to close or whatever, it's like, oh, okay.
Use one to unlock the
Oh,
hero
Soul
one
Sutra for
seven.
Valen.
Nice.
Nice.
Unfortunately, it looks like getting Rowan is not quite in cards for the all-hero event, but granted, I am kind of exempt from the expenditure rule.
Yeah.
Growling.
Oh, damn. Big dog.
The General has asked me to protect you.
Send Valen.
Not that you need it.
Prepare to become more.
A little progress is better than no progress, right?
Yes.
A little progress is better than no progress, right?
You just said that. Had some lightning attacks and bigger slashes. Very nice.
Just put on the ring.
Or it's just like,
It's nothing.
I'll just
I'm
continue
fine.
being confused.
There.
Understandable. I am often in a state of confusion when it comes to this guy.
Whew. The color and clarity are phenomenal. Oh, hello.
Oh, good, I can hold it down.
Yes. Oh, I didn't know
Even
that.
shinier.
And then it stops before the next milestone.
Oh, that's nice. That is actually a nice little
May the
feature.
lucent tree bestow its blessings upon all.
See,
Ah,
A new bloom is emerging.
it's a gacha game. I'm not sure what you're expecting. You gotta say the
they
same
only
thing a
have,
lot.
like, yeah, they have one upgrade voice line. Likewise, they have one casting my alt voice line.
By my
That's
life
right.
and honor, I shall protect you.
Hey.
Thought you said by your wife's
Lucius.
daughter, and I was confused for a moment. that
He might be a family man.
that was found another.
Oh, yeah. Welcome to the Acorns. We are brought to you by hamsters who then promptly bugger off.
What's wrong with a good sneak attack?
Odie.
I've acquired a furry. So why is he just occasionally look down?
He's just vibing.
Be grateful that you're allowed an audience.
Oh, good, another musician.
Yeah. Cecilia. Clearly one of Dolly's close friends.
By my life and honor, I shall protect you.
I'm sure you will.
Another copy of Lucius.
Why?
Well, it means you can send him, so.
Yeah. Very good, Bolts. Yeah, good. And this gives me the option to make us something of a wish list.
It's pretty neat.
Although it would need to kind of explain what a epic hero is compared to what. You gotta leave her in just because it'd be nice to boost her. Don't really have
that's the
much
thing,
in
is
the
that-
way of information, so I'll leave that as is.
I was gonna say, when you don't know who these characters are.
I could have sworn I had gotten some that other epic. What were the other letters I'd gotten?
No, they're rate up ones.
Ah.
Which you don't have access to yet.
The Hands of Residence, who remembers it, however. Nah.
Yeah. Game prompts you to get Chippy right the hell out of there. Understandable, honestly.
Alright, so it uses something similar to Nikke. That's good. Nikke has a similar system, although it's automatic, in that it'll raise up the level of all of your unleveled characters. Well, up to and including the fact that there are Resonance heroes. Basically, the 5 highest levels and the lowest level thereof will determine the level of every other Nikke that you have within a set group that you can change out. In this case, I assume that I could hold up to like 3 more that would be automatically boosted.
It just does it for all of them. Basically, all of your heroes will be
You desire an audience.
at least the level of your lowest
what do
level
you
hero
offer?
in your hands.
The color is like
It's weird that I can like kind of go in between these. It's nice I can quick scroll,
Yeah.
but
looks like it just put on the ring. Whew. The color and clarity are phenomenal.
I think I have
The general has
equipment
asked me
for
to
most of
protect
you.
May the lucid tree
That's some
bestow
equipment.
its
Help I know
blessing-
who can wear what at the moment.
Shield for others, armor
I
for
think you
myself,
just. I think it's just one that you do it, yeah.
for the light bearers. Oh, good day, boss.
Oh,
No need
I
to
like
level up.
someday.
Oh yeah, that's the weird thing. If you look at any of the characters who aren't your hands of resonance, it just says no need to level.
That's fair.
It's like, oh, okay.
Why am I saying
All
this?
set.
New companions to
I'm
join
ready
us.
for my grand entrance.
Ah, expose sparrows.
There you go, Kaboom.
Very unfortunate for these conveniently placed bandits.
Anyone need
Yeah.
The most beautiful flowers can have the
Yeah, you
sharpest
only have up to
thorns.
5.
You're not even.
Sir
Immediately
Lucius,
take out
at
Chippy
your
and Hammy.
service.
Anyone need
I'm
help
plugging
do some
Chippy
magic?
just because she's support.
In Hammy.
Yes. Or hamsters, who I care little about.
Understandable.
My shield is unbreakable.
I've heard that line so many times now.
Beige.
Beige.
Oh, I'll
Yeah,
catch
here
up
we
to
go.
you someday.
That's great, Chippy. There's no de-equip option.
Nope. If you go to equipment wall, you can just equip stuff for everyone. Or where it says equipment there.
I'll catch up to
Because
you
it's
someday.
shared between all characters of the same class.
Ah. Interesting.
Yeah. It's nice in that you don't have to worry about switching equipment when you switch heroes, so
Very nice. Another curler.
Curl up and sleep.
Good boy. There, there.
What's wrong with curling?
Hey, nothing. I'm just acknowledging as another curl. Mini headbutts.
Sometimes you gotta stretch, sometimes you gotta curl.
Thanks for popping in. Get some good rest.
Yeah. Sleep well. Ooh, which reminds me, I need to make sure the wife is doing the opposite of sleeping. I'll be back shortly.
So far, so good.
Listen to the voice of the
Even if it was
forest.
just a sponsorship stuff. Feel free to watch the VODs too, obviously, but do what you do.
Come out, my
Sleep well.
servant, and fight for me.
Oh, that is a big boy.
My shield is unbreakable.
Oh yeah, we're definitely gonna hear that a lot. An iron band, some more diamonds, another invite letter, very good. Last, the elite enemy didn't stand much of a chance since we had kind of already pushed to level 11. Rabbit. Glow fry food. Interesting. Yeah, it's very good to know instead. But... well, those make me move faster at least. Hey, thanks. Would have been great if you hadn't have done that in the middle of a enemy approaching. Walls. Lock movement paths. Interesting. So it'll create a funnel.
Come out, my son.
I was expecting a bloody
Fight for me.
laser gun. Hello. Definitely strong unit. Welcome back.
Well, victory is deserved.
There's a setting that might interest you, which is changing how often those like little ultimate cast cutscene things show up. I have it set to do it for every character, but only once per login. Because the default is just randomly.
Fair. Good. That'd be great if I got a chance to look around rather than just saying, here, go do this.
Yeah.
And of course, we get a random sigil, albeit for a character that we don't yet have.
Yep. The good thing is, if you don't have them, the sigil just becomes the character and it doesn't show you the cutscene.
You desire an audience. And what do you offer? Being a noble is always being on top.
Must be within 10 levels of each other, so they also kind of restrict each other. Interesting.
Both techniques and
Oh,
tactics
I guess I got
are
her
indispensable.
too. I had assumed it was just something for Ascension. Nope, I also have her now. Nice.
Oh.
Both tech
Nope. Yeah, if you don't already have the character, it just becomes the character. But it doesn't
Both
show
technique.
you the character receiving cutscenes, so...
The color and clarity are
Shows
phenomenal.
above your characters your resonance level, which is just the level of the lowest level hero.
Oh,
Shield for others, armor for myself. Let's get started.
The General has asked me to protect you.
Let's see, inventory. Here. Not that I'm sure. I don't think I can forge anything yet, but... Let's see, what are these berries?
Oh.
They exist. Well, the character said some. Elite Gruglins. Delightful.
Not Gruglins. Oh, yeah, the other thing to be aware of is that changing out your hands of residence doesn't automatically change which characters you have deployed in battle.
Yeah.
Present. Your command?
It's a bit weird that it has elemental weakness based on faction.
I actually forgot that was a thing.
I'm not quite sure that guard was needed, but thank you.
Well, victory is deserved.
Nope, right into another.
Well, that's fine. I do like the thing where rogues just like teleport directly over to the other like enemy side of the field. I actually did a
Divine shield protects me.
it's called the Honor Duel game mode where I guess I would liken it to like the Hearthstone thing where you just assemble a deck from drawing stuff and everyone's on a fair playing field because no one got to assemble their deck ahead of time. It's just chance. It's basically that where you just have a selection of heroes given to you and you just like try and assemble the best team you can. And one of the ones it gave me was the Graveborn assassin hero. Holy shit, I kicked everyone's ass. Because you get like randomly matchmaked for PvP. And you have to either win 9 times. What is it? Yeah, if you win 9 times, you succeed. You get whatever rewards, and you have 3 chances of losing as well. And I lost 1 match.
Listen to the voice of the flowers.
Pretty powerful.
Interesting, yeah, unfortunate.
Well, victory is deserved.
I think it helped that it gave me a random item that buffed a character after they moved. It's like, well, this guy immediately moves to the back of their group, so he would just hop over there and immediately start racking shop. It was delightful.
The General has asked me to protect you.
Manoy.
Look at him go.
Come on, everyone! Keep your spirits up!
Divine shield protects me.
Well, victory is deserved.
Well, Lucius has quickly lost his MVP badge.
Yep.
Alright, so let's see.
Yeah, play Ultimate Animation. I have mine set to every login.
There's a waystone just right there.
Yeah, don't worry about it. There's some seagulls.
There's a waystone here.
Nuts outside. I don't know if that's coming across.
Also, I've not been able to talk to any villagers for side quests, which is a shame.
Nope. Side quests are surprisingly sparing in this game.
Yeah, Karen. Well.
Yes. Hopefully there's nothing inappropriate in here because
you poor walker.
I've seen some weird stuff come up. Dad? Dad, you? What in the world?
Miku stands.
Miku stands rise up. Oh, that one says Gambante. Gambanteo. Beautiful. Yeah, I've seen some weird stuff come up on the
Don't ever shit.
the Cairn. Don't worry about it. Yeah, I definitely saw one the other day that was like, I don't know, something about keep your foot fetish out of here, or something like that. I was like, huh, okay.
Alright, and since we're nearing the hour mark, might as well get the purchase stuff out of the way. Let's see.
Oh, yes.
Yes, as part of the sponsorship, I have been, this is, I don't want to say it's common, but it is something that a number of game sponsorships of this type do. In order to help show off some of the benefits that you could get, obviously to get more money, or to just go with the excitement of drawing loot boxes and whatnot, they encourage you not only to play the game and show stuff off, but occasionally to make purchases. In these cases, the purchases are reimbursed. And in this case, they encourage you specifically to go ahead and like actually go and get the stuff that they're giving you money for anyways, like making the first purchase to get Rowan and getting the Classic Gazette, specifically because, well, you're basically triple dipping in this case.
Yeah, I guess that's fair.
So basically I have an in-game budget of $10, for which they will fully reimburse me and give me a $5 bonus, on top of $5 for getting Rowan and $13 for getting the Gazette. So for start business, there's a free newbie bundle.
Ah, yes, that too.
Yay. 2 epic letters and some diamonds. Even if you don't plan on buying anything, it's always useful in these types of games to just pop into the shop now and again to see if there's anything free that they have. It's a little pesky, but hey, free is free.
Yep.
But first order of business, let's take a look at the Classic Gazette. And you can activate both at the same time. To unlock the Inky Plume avatar frame, I think I'm good.
Huh. 12,000 diamonds, that's quite a lot.
Yeah, but it's a daily reward. And some games don't stack it up, so you can get it up to 12,000, because you'd have to pop in each day in order to grab it. But it also gives you 3,000 diamonds and 120 mithril points up front. So.
Huh. Fair enough.
I'm going to hide the game just for a moment, just in case it throws up any... Just because I'll probably have to put in payment.
Yeah, that's fair. Yep.
Yeah, at least in this case, I'm going with PayPal. It's popping it up over in another tab and Dark Side inside.
Yeah, that's fair.
It's really logging in faster if I have to wait for you to send me code to PayPal rather than just putting in my password. Or so, since you're going to make me, since you throw up the put in password page anyways before letting me do other stuff.
Faster? Probably not. More secure? Probably.
I have returned.
Welcome back, dude. SDK server error.
Wonderful.
That sounds promising.
I mean, obviously in this case, I'm not using BlueStacks or anything. This is just the game itself, so that is weird.
Yeah.
There we go. It also unlocked something called King's Glory and threw something else up that I wasn't able to see.
Ah, yes.
Oh, and Gray, do me a favor and jot down a timestamp so that I can send them the clip of this stuff later. Well,
okay.
the time has been anyways. We haven't really encountered using mithril points yet, so just look over that. When you get dragon crystals in the trolley, no idea about that yet. The same amount of mithril points will be given. You can also get mithril points by purchasing Noble Path, Asperia Monthly, and completing certain quests in Grow Path. Can be used to increase your VIP level, which I assume is this Noble Patronage stuff.
Yeah.
That one thing boosted me up to level 2. Rewards. Fledgling Knight classes, aka a monocle.
Yep.
As well as a King's Glory. Which max AFK time plus an hour, which is nice. Same in this case. King's Glory upgrade. I'll be going without a monocle for now, but having an extra hour of AFK stuff is quite nice. Unfortunately, it appears that, oh, nope, it does count for Rowan.
Welcome to my shop.
Nice.
How can I help you?
We've acquired Duck Boy. Hello, Duck Boy.
Still eludes me.
As well as 2 more Invites Letter and an Iron Wall Echo used to unlock the Artifact Iron Wall spell. Interesting.
Ah.
Suppose we'll see how that works later on. It also, in regards to getting Rowan here outright, it suggests that you take a look at the 20 Dragon Crystals, which is about $1. But again, that's not something I'd... Aside from, like, whenever it's something like food, like, hey, here, physically buy something,
yeah.
I don't generally encourage people to... Like, you can if you want, but you don't have to.
Yep.
It would be nice if you could, well, shapeshifting scrolls. Also, I like this. Please make responsible purchases. It would be nice if, wait, here we go. Try. You can get a wedding dress that makes her look somewhat like that one spell-casting rabbit that's popped around online a few times.
What?
It's hard to describe. I'll see if I can find it later.
I know what he means.
In which case, please
I
find it
definitely
for
don't
me.
know what he means.
Surprising that they only have these cosmetics right now. Granted, I'm not sure how long the game's been out.
I don't know. I don't think it's been out that long.
Out long enough that they haven't fixed residual Chinese and or Japanese.
Yeah.
Came out in late March, so not terrible.
Oh, so it's even newer than I thought it was.
Yeah, like this year, so.
Yeah. Yeah, they got some good voice actors in there, though.
I passed right up to be able to play that. Superior Monthly is hosted by Rowan and his loyal companion, Braddock.
Yep.
Join us as we embark on thrilling adventures and uncover secrets untold in the realm of Vesperia. Don't forget to claim your daily reward. But what treasures am I getting in the Mystic Collection?
Ah, yes. This is because you got the King's Glory.
For certain very helpful privileges if you complete collection quests.
Yeah.
Something I'll check in just a moment is to see if, later on, if it degrades. I don't see anything that mentions it. A lot of games that have a VIP level, and I don't see it here, leastwise because you only get up to VIP level 5, is that once you hit a certain point of VIP, you have to continue getting VIP points, or else it'll start decreasing your level. For example, in the My Vegas games I'm playing in order to get some benefits for the Vegas trip, if I don't get, say, 300 points, either by making purchases or usually by just doing daily collection runs, it'll drop them back down. And obviously, the higher VIP you are, the more benefits you get. I don't see anything that mentions this, which is...
No, I haven't.
So if it doesn't drop, that's
nice. Also, I don't think I've seen that in any game I've ever played, but fair.
Leastwise, because you can get mithril points by just playing the game normally and whatever the fuck a trolley is.
Yeah.
Anyways, might as well also grab this.
Mm-hmm.
So again, off this goes.
Yeah, some guaranteed epic.
Ten epic letters and 20 more mithril points. I still
That's
have...
the character I'm assuming he was talking about, at least.
Oh, that one. That was vaguely familiar.
Yeah.
I forgot about that.
There's plenty of other stuff you could potentially get in here, from artifacts to more stuff to being able to just outright select the hero.
Yeah.
It looks like you could get diamonds with the fire gems. Or dragon gems, rather.
Yeah.
Tempting as it is, I'll leave that be for time being.
Yeah.
As tempting as it is just to run right into there, we have hit our hour mark. So instead, let's go ahead and... not the equipment. Pop our recruits and... What's wrong with you, buddy? You doing okay? No. And we have character interactions, delightful.
Yeah.
Isn't this meant to be a tavern? Where the fuck are you going?
I mean, they're clearly doing some kind of drug deal.
They're just trading groups.
Yes.
What is at the Emporium? This is a very fancy animal of some pedigree.
Yeah.
Dolly tickets obtained through recruitment. You've yet to find what the heck the Stargaze station is.
I don't know. We haven't unlocked it yet.
Right, let's go ahead and pop our 10 apples. Ah, yes, an epic acorn. Omni acorn. Oh no, an omni acorn. The O escaped me. It just looks. It looked honestly like it was just a decoration on the acorn itself without being a letter.
Yeah.
Omni acorn? What the heck?
Yeah, looks like it.
Hey, second. Thanks for popping in.
Allowed an audience.
Yeah.
By my life and honor, I shall protect you.
Yes, Enthusiast again.
Yep.
More acorns. Not sure why I need these magic acorns, but okay.
Who's the target?
And Booster again as well.
Oh.
I strike to defend.
Thanks for letting me know they recruited Rowan. It's just a little late on the draw, but not too terribly off. Well,
yeah.
It's a little slow, but it's tracking much better after the update.
Yeah, that's fair.
Lively.
Nice.
You desire an audience. And what do you offer? Being a noble is always being on top.
Both techniques and tactics are indispensable. Optimal training results.
Yes,
Shield for others,
I need 3
armor
of
for
them.
myself. Let's get started.
Oh, because it already ascended him once.
Yeah. Good. Yes, good. You can just access the recycle menu from within the equipment stuff too.
Oh yeah.
Let's collect our AFK before we go, just to get maximum collection later. Just look at them run around picking up coins. Oh, look at them go!
Get those goodies.
But yes, and the guess is to move on with the main quest. We're really just going to do an hour of this over the next couple days. I will stream tomorrow by hell or by high water. Unless the internet goes out, fingers crossed it don't, because that would mean I'd have to do 2 hours of this. Again, either on Wednesday, or an hour on Wednesday, an hour on Friday. It's just gonna be a whole thing. Also means that you're going to have an hour of me on Wednesday before we switch over to Lucius in the game. But of course, this is not the end of the stream. We still have the main game.
Yeah.
Just switch categories.
Mm-hmm.
Say what you're gonna say?
I picked up one of those little like balls of the Starbucks Frappuccino thing because they were on offer. They're so tiny balls. Like they don't last. It's like 200 milliliters.
Alas.
Well, of course, they want you to buy more.
Yeah. This is why I never buy them unless they're on like a really good sale.
And yes, that was the
They
one
are
I was
so
talking
expensive.
about. Got so many baby shadow buns.
Many buns.
It's a lot of buns.
Indeed. I'm going to run a quick 3-minute ad so people can get anything they need, like a bathroom break. I'm going to grab a bottle of water.
Fair enough.
Mm-hmm.
Just throw up the general excuse text, which isn't really that general since I need to update each time.
Kind of not general at all.
Specific excuse text.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah.
Back in a few.
Yep.
Set some more sorties going on Azure Lane.
I just did the same.
I'm currently working on getting Prince Ruprecht.
Nice.
Just largely just because I have a shit ton of blueprints for her. I didn't realize I have over 400.
I'm currently developing, I think, San Luis.
Oh, from the first rank ones.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's San Luis or St. Louis. I don't know which is which.
That one is San Luis.
Okay.
She's the French one.
I see. She's actually my last of the PR1 ships.
Okay. Yeah, Izumo was the last of mine's. I think San Luis was the first one I got.
Yeah, fair.
I don't know why.
Shrug.
But yes, Ruprecht will be mine at some point. Thankfully, the requirement of getting Ironblood main fleet XP is not a problem for me since I already have Friedrich der Grosse and Odin and Ulrich and Strasser and all of these other main fleets. So
I'm certain that Ironblood ships are no difficulty for you at all.
no, I do like the Ironblood girls. Listen, they've got that red, black, white, and gold vibe.
I mean, that's fair.
Some of them got the big gauntlets too.
It's very true.
I love that even Magdeburg, the light cruiser, she has the voice, the I was gonna say voice line, like dialogue line, where she's like, "Hey, you want a fist bump? Wait, hold on, let me take the gauntlets off first." Something like that. It's like fair.
Probably wise. Let's not kill the commander.
It's like, oh, I don't remember what it's from. That thing with the I want to say it's from like some cartoon or something where the characters are looking at something amazing happening, whatever it was, and you have like the big dumb and the female support character, and he goes to do like the fist bump, but she doesn't, so he just punches her.
Perfect.
I wish I could remember that's from.
Yeah, I don't know a clue.
I'll probably remember it in like 4 days' time. I'll be like, remember that thing I was talking about? No? Oh, okay.
Almost certainly will be the case.
Yeah, that's fine. I probably will also have forgotten by then. I'm just deliberating whether I have a monster. I don't feel that EP right now. However, is 20 to 8 in the morning too early for an energy drink?
Yes.
I mean...
Unless
Why?
you came at from the other way around, yes.
Why?
It's far too early.
Why?
I will not offer an opinion.
Yes, because the move is eternally EB.
It is true.
I mean, some people start their morning off with a coffee.
Okay, and how many coffees are in the average energy drink?
I don't know. I don't drink coffee.
A standard 500 ml can of Monster Energy contains a mighty 150 milligrams of caffeine. That's roughly equivalent to about 2 8-ounce cups of coffee or 4 cans of cola.
I mean,
okay.
Almost everyone I know who drinks coffee will have at least 2 cups of coffee. Then isn't that crazy?
Yeah. I mean, yeah, if Theo was here, I would ask him, Theo, how many coffees do you drink a day? And the answer would probably be about 9.
Needs coffee when you have gamer steps.
Theo has the resting heart rate of a hummingbird.
Good, and does look like Stream Elements has also tracked the Gazette purchase as well as accurately tracking the in-game budget.
Excellent.
Technically speaking, I still have like $4.02 to spend, but that's not likely. We'll see.
I mean, just... I guess theoretically you could just buy 4 more of those, like, 99-cent purchases.
Well, it's a one-time thing, so...
Oh, okay.
Obviously, there's, like, one for the sake of getting the dragon crystals, but...
Yeah.
Anyway, I had mentioned this earlier, but this game is a prequel to a game we had played back in December, that being the case of the Serialized Killer, which used some, which used, like, water-painted versions of some older, photos and art pieces, music from you, and had a rather interesting story with characters. An interesting story with characters. You realize how little that narrows it down. Good job, me. Look, I described this better earlier. But I have already gone over this, so technically I don't need to. This would be a prequel to that, largely following the main 2 characters of the last game, that being Harold Ludacille, and Holly Faraday, who in this case will be voiced by me and Gray. Aside from some pirates that may be involved, apparently it's largely going to focus on passing and writing letters, so we'll see how that goes. Much more light novel, much more visual novel than even the last one we played. This also means I'm going to have to eventually put together playlists of these 2, so I so badly need to put together playlists on my YouTube channel.
Oh, yeah,
so I don't need to voice anything.
We'll see. Might need to voice pirates. I'm not sure how it'll go.
Pirates?
Oh, you have her attention. I get to voice criminals? Exactly.
I know I saw something about pirates, and there was some discussion about pirates in the last game of where they were going next, so I don't know. We'll see how it goes.
Yo-ho.
Bottle of
What's a pirate's favorite letter?
C, so they don't get scurvy.
Don't be ridiculous, it's R.
I think the actual joke is, well, you think it's R, but their true love is the C.
Well, that's the thing, is it works either way, because if someone goes, oh, obviously it's R, you're like, no, it's the C.
That's fair.
Such a cute turkey bun.
What did the pirate say when he entered his 8th decade? Aye, matey.
Amazing.
Oh, I'm not even sorry.
Never be sorry.
I'm surprised this visual novel has a controls section.
Yeah, it's mostly just how to switch stuff about. Since most of it's apparently the passing
Oh, I
letters.
see.
And they're just standard stuff. Okay, you can skip dialogue, you're gonna roll back the dialogue, you're gonna take a screenshot. If you're blind or masochistic, you can turn on self-voicing.
I see.
You're gonna end up drinking some of that ink if you aren't careful there, Lucille.
Yeah, you probably want to, like, bite the other end of the pen.
The 5th of Vanta Spring, 1904. So I did not pull up the video, so I don't fully recall how we voice these characters. So,
Tell if I know.
if we get a proper sequel, we'll probably double check, and then we'll go from there. But in the meanwhile, what do you get? So my apologies in advance.
Yeah.
Also, I like how these are stamps to skip around, but also, why are you putting stamps on a letter this way?
Yeah.
That's not how you stamp.
It's just the aesthetic, I guess.
To Dr. Hallie Faraday, a most earnest and warm-hearted congratulations on the doctorate. Our anxieties were utterly uncalled for, my friend, and your medical degree was an inevitability. I realize that, in the face of that which we most desire, it can seem the height of folly to assume, but the acceptance of your thesis was not luck, but written in stone. It was merely the logical progression of your efforts and unsurpassed cleverness. What a bold thing you've done, submitting that early draft of your thesis to me, out of the blue, with what I cannot characterize, other than to call it a demand. Before that day, I had not heard of the name Faraday, as with the same strange sense of faith that I assume I shall not be forgetting it anytime soon. Panic! I fear that my previous paragraph might come across as something of a complaint, some sort of backhanded bit of unpleasant pleasantry. A thousand apologies. It is hard to comment on a temperament that breaks with social norms without sarcasm seeming to enter the mix. But your correspondence is frank, insistent, and always amusing. What seemed a novel turn of arrogance was proved to be warranted self-confidence as soon as I read your writing. This is all to say that I regard you with the highest esteem, and want to assure you that the name of Faraday, rising in the academic world, is a singular turn of good fortune from the academic establishment at large. And to that end, I write to inform you that I have submitted that most esteemed of names to my superiors. Between my students and my own external research, I will require a lot of assistance, and have requested that the office indulge me with an assistant professor. You will no doubt be getting offer after offer for employment, but it is my sincerest hope that you might consider coming to work in my department at the University of Antioch. Antioch. It's like ice. It's just like fucking Antioch. What the hell? Antioch.
Entirely different word.
Antioch? Yeah, I can't. I don't know.
Antioch. Really back at the throat stuff there. Its reputation is no doubt known to you, and even if the department is not to your liking, after some 3 or 4 years here, you wouldn't be able to take your pick of recommendations as you continue in your career. Write to me when you can, and if the idea of joining is abhorrent, I shall wipe the idea from my mind and never again mention it. But if it is pleasing to you, then I shall update you on the progress and assist you in beginning your application. I remain, as always, very truly yours, Harold Lucille. MD, DCL, LLD, HRF, Professor of Supernal Biology.
Man's got a lot of letters.
While reading, you click the stamps to drag letters right and left. This will allow you to experience 2 different times. The letter as it is being written, and the letter as it is being read. Use your mouse wheel to page up button on your keyboard, scroll back, and reread a letter or passage from a new perspective. Neat.
Ah, gosh, 'tis me.
Yep, one me. Oh, I see. Alas, I can't quite go back to the last stuff, but...
I am pretty sure that's generally the same voice you were doing for Ludico.
Probably.
As I vaguely recall.
I certainly have no recollection of any voice I may have been doing for
Harold.
For Holly. For Faraday. The 9th of Antispring, 1904. My dear Professor Ludikiel, I have only just received your letter and I'm responding as rapidly as I possibly can. We're only making port for as long as it takes to resupply. You speak of fortune, but I commend my own sense in opening your letter as soon as it was handed to me. And now I hope that my haste will not render my entire response illegible. Yes, 100 times is not enough, but you understand me. You speak very humbly about the University of Aniatic, when there is not an academic who does not dream of entering the establishment. I could not hope to afford to attend, and at times it feels as though all eyes have willfully passed me over. But you see fit to have me working, there working Discord stream, please. Working alongside giants, all the same. Take that unceasing enthusiasm you have for my work and use it to impress upon your superiors that I will have that job, that I will absolutely not be foiled in my desire for it. It was a kindness of you to assist me with my thesis, and I will demand that kindness once more. This will need to be brief. The captain is calling all hands to return. Expect a longer letter to follow. I will write one on the ship. Know that I consider you to be, and hope that you see in turn, as your friend, Holly Faraday, MD.
Getting out of that, fortunately.
Yeah. Gotta make sure the wife is actually awake.
Gotcha.
Yep.
I do also like that there's some different music and vibes as you switch between the two.
Yeah, it's a nice touch.
It would be nice if you had an option, even if it would kind of decrease the amount of scenery that you could see, so that you could watch both of them at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
There are 2 more stamps, so we'll see if we can do anything with those later on. How is the mood doing?
You know, the moo is pretty moo.
Is that good? Is that bad? I would assume it's good, but still.
moo is definitely usually a positive thing.
Good. Indeed, a very positive moo. A good moo. A cute moo.
No.
Such a good girl.
Thank you.
Hopefully the button has not been put into a sleeper hold.
We can only hope. And attempting to make sure Ark is up, he may in fact have simply been pulled into sleep with her.
Alas, not so.
Welcome.
Oh well. Welcome back.
Just to forcibly remove her from bed.
16th of After Spring,
You just
1908.
dragging her out into the kitchen.
With the light on, she's like, no, why would you do this?
It is very cruel.
Yeah.
My dear Dr. Faraday, I've only received only the one letter in this past week, but as I have news, could not wait a moment longer to share it with you. The head of office has confirmed and trimmed my list of candidates for assistant professor, and a most proficient sense not to strike your name as it remained when the list was returned to me. He seems very happy about this, looking at him pen strokes. I was given the final selection and refused any time of which to deliberate. You may now choose at your leisure whether you wish to respond to the title of Doctor or Assistant Professor. The term starts the 2nd of Ante-Autumn, and I would be most pleased to welcome you in some 2 or 3 weeks early, so that you might settle in and come to know the basics of educating university students. The matter is settled, and I await your questions, and, in time, your arrival. Regarding a different matter, I do hope that you're safe. I don't mean to hover over you like some worrying hen, but you had mentioned that you were at sea currently, sailing beyond the eastern coast and the canal. There are the most dreadful reports of piracy along those shores. Takes a sip of tea. Spits out the coffee. Find myself revisiting my childhood eagerness for tales of seafaring adventures, shame burning my face to think on how carelessly I enjoyed to hear tales of storms and bloodshed. Never once had I stopped to think how grisly they might be for those unfortunates who found themselves in the midst of such events. I will be thinking on you and praying to one of our local gods for your safe return. I do hope that will not vex you too much, and admit it's likely more for my peace of mind that it is out of genuine superstition that it might rescue from the grip of ruffians. Forgive an aging man his little rituals, and trust that I do remain your friend, Dr. Harold Lucille. Ah, good. less the titles.
The 20th of Anti-Spring, 1904. My dear Professor Ludicille, what excellent news, even better than that which I inform you now. While I cannot claim to have been untroubled by pirates, I will state that I am sound and as safe as one can be at sea. I remain largely below deck, though it does please me to emerge at night. The farther one sails from the coastline, the less light pollution there is, and once again the grand expanse of the constellations emerge, and all is peace. I prefer the night time. I have a condition of the skin, a lack of pigment, which certain collegiate, dusty-wigged fools deemed unfashionable. I hope that you are not of the same mind, and do not take this chance to withdraw your job offer. I also cannot stand to hear you calling yourself aging. You may be my superior in academia, but I've done my diligence. Your age is scarcely 7 years my senior. What it is that compels men in their 30s to call themselves old, I cannot understand.
Who knows?
No
Clearly a
comment.
mystery.
None at all.
Yeah. It's definitely not my aching joints and... Yeah. I suppose all ages that are not youth or freshly marriageable are considered dead in the water, eh? Well, barring any additional seafaring catastrophes, I should hope to reach that age myself in a year, and I assure you I am not yet preparing to be bagged and splashed overboard.
That's a grin for talking about being thrown overboard.
Yeah. Perhaps as the bell chimes midnight in a year's time, it will all become clear to me. Barring that, I will ask you very firmly to wait until your hair is graying before affecting my dear friend with such libel. I've seen your photograph attached to one of your monographs. When I picture you, it is in the rosy hue of a mature, vigorous state. You could be nothing short of that, I rest assured. Regarding the prayers for my safety, do as you wish. Sailors make offerings, wear charms, and sing their prayers into the night, and for their efforts we are granted smooth waters and a strong wind. The sea and the winds are not without hearts of their own, and if your local god will put in a good word with them, I see no reason to do anything but accept it. On the subject of that, your thesis was on the supernochemical similarities between shrines, churches, and locales where demons and other such creatures make their habitat. The presupposition that demons and gods belong in a similar class of creature is not a new one, but I was impressed by the rigorousness of your data collection. And especially the section which demarcated locales where cataclysms or unsavory acts had occurred. You did not draw the conclusion yourself, but I cannot imagine that it hadn't been at least noteworthy to you. One might expect a church to register highly on your list, but it was instead the prisons, poorhouses, asylums, and battlefields which were of note. He truly is quite a verbose individual.
Yeah, just a bit. Batting himself off, probably.
I've read from some of your detractors who have read between the lines, calling your results blasphemous. They're filled with studies that attempt to explain away your results, but they do little more than affirm your findings in my eyes. To that end, I've been taking my own readings as I've traveled, and plan to bring the fruits of my labor along with me.
As a note, especially in regards to it being more verbose, this is meant to evoke the writings in Victorian and Edwardian literature.
Yeah. It's definitely got that paid by the letter kind of vibe. I realize that your own thesis may be an interest which has passed you by, but if there is a chance that it may assist in your current undertakings, I should be happy to put it to use. If not, then I'll be happy to publish privately, and your works will have one more cross-entry of support. Fret not if there is a gap between my letters. It is the ocean which deprives me of opportunity, and not a disinterest on my part, who remains to be.
Really, it's surprising you're able to send in and receive these letters at all.
Yeah. Your good friend, Holly Faraday. Assistant Professor of Supernal Biology, Aniatic University.
The 1st of mid-spring, 1904. My dear Professor Faraday, you flatter me immensely in believing that I had not already begun to grey in my mid-20s. It is a common affliction in the high-stress lifestyle of academia, that one easily rendered moot for regular application of dye. I understand what it's like to not measure up to an expected image of a man, and frequently, when a man is condensed down to words, the mind's eye of another is much kinder to him. Your flattering image of me is, I believe, one such kindness. My own visage has a long way to go before it appears either rosily or vigorously manly. Had we met on the street, I would like to think that I would have still been taken aback by your brilliant mind. But, being fallible humans we are,
It's very likely that some bias will have prevented the growth of our blossoming friendship or our joint studies. Why do you look so proud? Opophagus. And to that end, I would welcome any readings you might bring with you. It was seized upon the foundation of my latest work. Though I dare not write about in these early stages, my current results appear most promising indeed. We've been taking these notes and measuring superchemical levels. Have you run into any supernatural creatures? Were I a betting man, I would wager good odds that the results show that superchemical levels rise around reports of demonic activity, that those reports also tend to come from seedier or more rigid locales. Anatiotic. We are naturally aware of their existence, but they are, as a rule, covered up or destroyed as promptly as possible. Whatever gods may exist have the good sense to keep themselves hidden, for their visages are half as gruesome as those of the demons we can find. I assume that all worship would promptly cease. Of course, these little thoughts of mine are more of the same blasphemous with which the churches have taken such deep issues. I ask that you keep these bits of conjecture between the two of us. I am operating under the assumption that the difference between demon and god is not one of kindness, worthiness, or love towards humanity as a whole, but instead merely one of size. I am certain that several worshippers of polytheistic religions across the globe would be in agreement with me. It is an acceptable theory to teach here at the university. But outside institutional walls, the Church of Eunominants.
Yeah, that's how I'd say, Eunominant.
Eunominant's followers disagree so vehemently that to utter the truth to their ears is as beginning a rage argument. Thus there persists a delicate balance of teaching my own findings and not raising the hackles of some of the school's more affluent and pious donors. So already my research does not come about certain outrage for certain corners. But what comes next is what I truly must request you to keep quiet about. For if we are to follow this line of scientific inquiry, where next shall we take it? I suppose we shall make a small game of it, Assistant Professor Faraday. What is being done next, keeping in mind what our research has told us? It is with the utmost eagerness that I await your next letter, and trust that I remain, as ever, your good friend, Harold Lucille.
What I got?
Oh, we're above deck.
Ooh, yeah.
Got a pirate.
That does look like a yeah.
That mast
I believe
has seen
some
better
events
days.
may have. Some events have definitely transpired.
Is that a lemon tree on the deck?
Maybe it's tangerines.
Is he on a pirate ship?
He might be.
We will find out. He seems okay.
Yeah. He seems pretty pleased by the situation. 12th of Midspring, 1904. My dear Professor Lucille. A simple game you propose. Presupposing the gods grow from demons and that demons can be found in unsavory areas, what is the next line of inquiry? An entrepreneur would ask where they might find a way to market this knowledge, how to profit off of it. The charitable types would ask how we might use our findings to prevent further harm to the less fortunate, those whose homes are attacked and terrorized by demons. But we are seekers of truth, are we not? There's not enough data to accomplish anything yet. We do not yet know why demons seem drawn to these areas where one might expect suffering to occur. Though I would hazard a guess that the entire train of thought is backwards. The demons might not be drawn to them, but these places might be their genesis. In the monotheistic religions of the continent, there's always a supreme deity who has made all. But cease contributing to the collection plate.
Right, the first half of that cut out entirely.
Oh, did it? Hooray, wonderful.
Yeah, you said, but if it then resumed at cease.
Fair enough. But if man does not come from God and gods come from man, your average monotheistic worshipper could no doubt cease contributing to the collection plate. Especially if, as you seem to be implying, It is the less noble sentiments which birth such beings. If gods are born due to agony, then it paints a very grim picture of our existence, does it not? Very cynical of you. But it matters very little whether you're a cynic or an optimist. It matters only whether you're right. And this is a line of inquiry that, even if your hypotheses are proved wrong, will bear some fascinating data. You haven't convinced me, but I look forward to the research nonetheless. Your good friend, Holly Faraday.
We just aren't going to talk about whatever happened here, okay.
He's just not going to mention it. Oh, here we go.
Nope.
No. But yes, it comes to my mind right now that my answer, in fact, be wrong. That my line of logic could... Stop fucking moving while I'm trying to read. You son of a gun. My line of logic could be far from your requested answer, and that would have penned something so inherently blasphemous that even you will balk. But I think not. You and I are too alike in mind for me to have arrived at the wrong conclusion. You write like a gentleman, but there's something wild in your way of thinking. And as for myself, I am much, much too clever to have erred.
It sounds like someone who might have erred.
Nice. No, don't be ridiculous. He's much, much too clever for that.
Oh, we're outside now.
Oh, well, hello.
27th of mid-spring, 1904.
My most dear and clever Professor Faraday. Is it arrogant to know that one is correct? Surely not. It's a measure instead of confidence, and a sign that they see clearly. Forgive my trepidation, this little test was necessary, for I have heard my ideas called unthinkable, and wish to ensure that your mind was quite capable of thinking as mine does. Can you imagine my delight upon reading as you both passed my test and delighted upon my motivation? 'Tis a wondrous thing, and hold a secret in one's heart, and without uttering it, to hear it reflected back through the words of another.
And back in the ship, so I guess he's good. Still concerned about the power
We're just not going to worry about it.
I scarcely know where to begin in sharing what proof I have of you. It is writ down in dozens upon dozens of notebooks and references countless texts. Such a study must indeed be done in a study, and thus must wait until your arrival, so much more is the pity. I have an additional desk and some shelves brought into my office at the university, so that you will have a workspace of your own. When you arrive, if you should require additional space, I could clear out more of my own possessions. I do the bulk of my research at my home, however, which has on its grounds an operating theatre and adjoining study. From time to time, I have hosted public demonstrations, including the occasional dissections of cadavers for the benefit of students in the greater biology department. But it is primarily a private space, and with such an abundant area in which to work, it would be selfish indeed not to offer all you might need of my university office to you. Hearing of your travels and being reminded of my thesis, you recently inspired me to take up additional fieldwork. It's one thing looking into reports of demonic activity, setting up the vials and strips of film, waiting for supernochemical residue to enter into the vials, and then trickle up the film, making itself clear enough to take measurements. But it's another step forward entirely to try to outpace the subjects themselves. One might as well ask people if their homes were infested with rats. Finding a delicate way to imply that you believe someone's property to be possessed of a demon is tricky, and the same rhetorical stratagem will not work on two different people. My utmost discretion must be promised and upheld. A position at Antiotic offers me some advantage and confers upon me an authority that the layman would lack. But even then I have little to offer, unless I lie and claim that I have a means of removing the demon that plagues the people of whom I speak. Large, destructive species. Why do I refer to these categories of demons as species? I have increasing doubts that they reproduce as living creatures do, are simply enough to identify. Their cruelties are fierce and often cause property damage or even loss of life. And when the police are called, the papers are always filled with stories of triumphant battles. Such demons are rarely a match for a trained man with a pistol, but I'm beginning to collect more and more tales of more subtle demons who act in the most erratic of manners. Small toils constantly found under the feet of parents, whispering things about their children, disappearing when I come to call, and then reappearing in their children's cradles later on. Small, wriggling mounds that hatched at the backs of people's mouths, blowing frigid air down their throats, preventing them from voicing concerns. Demons who lurk about vanity mirrors, leaving identical, reflected messages in a dripping ooze, miles and miles apart from one another. These subtle species, loathsome term, are infrequently reported to the authorities, and thus there's a woeful lack of research on them. I cannot speculate as to how many of them might be out there, but it's certainly more than the 5 commonly accepted species, and often I cannot validate these claims with my own eyes. It's only the superchemical readings that prove validity. I've been in one home, at least, where the readings were nearly double what I'd seen atop a church altar. I doubt that any gods are present in that church, but as for the home... I will be returning in a week, as readings are much too fascinating to pass by. I look forward, as ever, to your return of correspondence and remain, as ever, your friend, Herr Lucille.
Oh, we're up on deck, but the pirate flag is gone.
Questions upon questions. And also that mass is not looking any better.
Yep. The 5th of Post-Spring, 1904. My good Harold Lucille. Ha! I knew that I was right. There wasn't a doubt in my mind. And by the winds, when you step into a matter, you really leap with both feet. Do you ever read fiction by any chance? There's many a morality play that would discourage you from such a rash exploration of a home undergoing a severe demonic possession. If I were to arrive at Aniatic, only to learn of your sudden and grisly demise, then I would be quite upset. Are you capable of self-defense? I'm no scoundrel, but I have in my time blackened the eye of 1 or 2 obnoxious pirates, and I could put my fist to work once more.
Uh-huh. You don't say.
I don't doubt that. Don't doubt that for a second. He's a man who can put up some fisticuffs. But only if it was a very little demon, I must say. It is not cowardice that compels me to speak so. Simply that same clear-headedness you yourself mentioned. Still, chief among all the mysteries before me, the one I wish most to unravel is that of your preferences. In regard to drink, may I clarify?
Oh, yes, of course.
I imagine you to be a man of refined palate, whereas I cannot tell a sherry from a... I do not know enough types of wine to list more than one, even for the sake of displaying my ignorance. Yeah, that's relatable. That's very relatable. However, do not suppose that makes me uncultured. It is true that at sea, spirits are both a vital pastime and the source of nutrition. On our vessel, the captain not only transports rum, but her wife is familiar with the processes necessary to produce it.
Finbuck says he's sailing on a pirate ship. Yeah. Just considering they talked about a bunch of female pirates at the end of the last one. He's only just casually on a pirate ship.
He may indeed just be on a pirate ship. That might be why he's below decks most of the time. Oh, God. She has several tricks which enable her to preserve plants for long periods of time, and these fresh ingredients allow her much freedom in the production of new and strange spirits. Indeed, her own experimentation formed the basis of my own fascination with chemistry when I was quite young.
Which raises several questions, but also I guess that is like some kind of a tree then. By preserved plants, it means growing them on the damn ship.
Hey, if it works, it works. This ship can be a troublesome home when I long for dry land, but her kindness and diligence are among the rare things I miss when I'm away. All this is to say that, while I may not have sampled aged sherries or some form of dessert white wines or whatever's in the vogue in Aniatic, I've had rums and ice wines and ciders beyond compare. I plan to steal a bottle from them to bring along as a gift. Fret not about whether it will be missed, for what goes round comes round, as they say.
What does that mean in this context? Have they stolen wine from you before? He's just... Lucille's just like, the fuck are you talking about?
Well, sail with pirates, get pirated.
They've probably stolen it from other people.
Exactly.
Quite possibly.
You wouldn't steal a bottle.
And then back to, I can
exercised.
find a demon.
Yeah, exactly. No, just moving swiftly on. Don't think too long on that, Lucille. I cannot exercise from my mind the idea of you so willingly leaping into the fray with demons, and again implore you to exercise caution. I've seen some demons on my travels, and the lengths to which local surgeons must go in order to remove them from the afflicted are ghastly and terrible. You may be familiar with the removal of a man's body parts in a clean surgical setting from a body which has no use of them, but it is rather a different thing to see an arm or eye ridden with an entity removed for the safety of its bearer. It is no calm, curious undertaking, but a noisy and fundamentally horrific one. It's just fucking... He's just reading a book. He's like, yeah, I know.
Doing some amount of research.
Yeah. You may think that I jest, or that as sailor's kin I am partial to telling tales, but I do not think on these times with lurid amusement. My otherwise pleasant thoughts of you become most grim indeed when mixed with these grim memories. Thus, remain cautious, and I shall remain your anxious friend, Holy Faraday.
What you doing, Lucille? What you doing?
I've been kidnapped. I'm on a pirate ship. Please help.
Please send. Please send $50,000 for my safe return. Oh, it's me again. The 27th of Post-Spring, 1904. My most dear Harold Ludacille.
There's some sad music.
Oh no, what if he dies?
Oh no, whatever.
Then how could he be in the original game?
It was a sequel all along.
Against my best efforts, I am something of an anxious person, and while you've been under no compulsion to write, your consistent correspondence has been well received each time. I do not mean to pry, but after your last letter, some small word that you are still well would do much to soothe this current bout of insecurity.
Don't imply that either we're somehow missing a letter, or that he's just really impatient. It's been a week, my dude. You're sending snail mail.
Yeah, very well could be either. Sailing has been somewhat unpleasant in the week since receiving your letter. I loathe dishonesty, which is why I wish to warn you that I may omit some details from this account, like the fact I'm on a pirate ship. I watched the Black Death sink a naval frigate last night. The frigate was ironclad and armed to the gills. One of its cannons scored an excellent shot into the mast of the Death, and against any but that dread vessel, that shot would have heralded its end. But what the frigate had in defence, it lacked in speed. What it had in offence, it lacked in range. I've been at sea frequently since my infancy, and likely seen more than my share of battles. I should not have looked at the clumping, floating islands of rats bobbing over to and overtaking the frigate were far too much for me. There was also some damage done to our vessel, and though we escaped our attacker, we lost a gunner. She was a friend, and as loud as the men on deck may be, the ship feels too quiet for her absence. Please write back soon. I remain your anxious and sad friend, Holy Faraday. Oh, he's sad. Fish.
He's sad also.
But at least there's...
Well, it's been a few good weeks this time.
Yeah. The 11th of Anti-Summer. My dear Professor Ludacille. If you have written, your letter has been lost. I cannot fathom as to why else one would not arrive. I cannot have said anything to offend you, and Regardless of how you could have responded, nothing could offend me so much as this oppressive silence. You will explain the matter at once. Yours, Holly Faraday, who hopes to continue to refer to himself as Assistant Professor of Supernal Biological Studies, Aniatic University.
I will say that it appears to be slightly messier. Like some papers on the ground, book at the window, aside from just the envelope on the desk.
May indicate these previous letters have not even been read.
Oh, we don't even get a musical sting.
Nope. Just fish. The 20th of Anti-Summer, 1904. Professor Ludiciel. Oh, well,
I think we got a few more. Yeah, and a few more things up on the wall, it looks like.
Yeah. The papers have not reported on the untimely death of an Aniatic professor, and thus I can draw no conclusion but that I am being ignored.
How do you have access to the newspaper?
Solid question. What have I done? Where once you penned such words of encouragement and esteem, I am met with silence. I am baffled, Ludiciel. Write at once. Holly Faraday. I hate it when you baffle me.
Something the button can relate to.
Yeah, I am frequently and easily baffled. At last. He's tidied up as well.
Still got a book on the floor, though.
Yeah.
Why that there?
It's just where that lives.
The 20th of Anti-Summer, 1904. My most noble and patient Faraday, I cannot apologize enough for the gap in correspondence. Upon reading your letter dated mid-spring, my mind was seized with the most diverting line of inquiry, and I found myself lost within it, helpless to resist pursuing. I have made less headway than hoped, and am forced to admit that while the idea is a grand one, it will take some doing before I can conceive a way to bring it to pass. The human body is too complex, and our tools are too firmly rooted in the physical, and not in the supernatural. I will have to build from the ground up, like man carving the first shard as one rock from itself, fashioning the first blade. But again, I am ahead of myself. That I am well and not consumed by some demon is plain by the existence of this letter. You may also inquire as to whether or not I read fiction. By way of my sincere apology, I offer you the enclosed volume. It is a favourite of mine. I cannot look upon the pages without wading into a great body of nostalgia. There are words within these pages that hold a special meaning to me alone, the product of youthful misunderstandings or similarities to the faces and locales which I knew, and thus could picture while reading. In church, it is still fashionable to make small offerings of that which is meaningful to us. It is thus I place this precious token on the altar of our friendship. It is a seafaring tale, which sparked me no small amount of enthusiasm for exploration. Though I have explored ideas, not foreign lands, several of the ideals presented within this book are in line with those I continue to wish to uphold. I cannot write you a letter long enough to fill the empty days, but instead, please take these words, which I have not penned, but that have penned me. Scoff, tell me that is pure dribble, roll your eyes as you read, learn it, only tell me that it is accepted, and that I am forgiven. I had thought my letters to you a little distraction, and scarcely imagined them of the importance with which you imbued them. I shall not make that mistake a second time. Though you must understand there are times in my research can cause me to withdraw for weeks on end. It is primarily for this reason why I require assistance regarding my classes. Self-control may rank among the virtues, but when there are secrets such as I am glimpsing left to be plundered, I cannot speak toward any desire to withhold myself from their pursuit. Occasionally I will be like this, but you must understand that it is not out of any lack of esteem for you. In truth, you, and all others, stand benefit a great deal from what I may learn. So it is your forgiveness and your understanding which I beg. You have not wasted your hopes in your time and correspondence with me, and all will be prepared for you before the term begins. If we are to be merely colleagues, I shall understand why. But for my part, I do indeed remain your friend, Lord Lucille. No.
Oh, I'm glad. The 27th of Antisummer, 1904. You great and incomprehensible ass.
Panic!
Of course I will forgive you.
Less panic!
The slight is very little in comparison with the fears I had that you had indeed perished. But as my adoptive mother says, it is better to be enraged than afraid. And I may have taken it a trifle too far. Not that you didn't deserve it. Is this really how you conduct yourself? It is certainly you do require assistance, perhaps more than I am capable of if my surgical duties include regularly dislodging your head from your posterior. Amazing. So delightful turn of phrase. I wish very much to stay upset with you. The emotion is fleeting. Your letter is too earnest. I refuse to believe that it could have been composed with an ounce of artifice. Well, beyond the artifice you used... Let me try that again. Well, beyond the artifice used to twist it through manners and into words, I suppose. You will write once a month. I cannot stand to go longer between letters. But it's simply a postcard that states, I am a buffoon and obsessed with work, H. Then I shall content myself with that.
Fair.
Reasonable. Well, I shall not be contented, but I shall know you are in the land of living, if such an academic life can be called living. You are my friend, and I remain. Discord, why? Every now and then, the thing just like cuts out and goes to black, and it's like, come on, man.
Yeah, it's weird.
Yeah. You are my friend, and I remain your friend, Holly Faraday. P.S. Do you have a nickname? I'm afraid I lost all respect for you from this, and I must call you by ass if not given a suitable alternative.
Rude. Fair, but rude.
Yeah. I hope the next letter is just like, signed, your friend, ass Ludicile. Uh-oh.
A postcard marks the 9th of Midsummer 1904. I'm a buffoon and obsessed with work. H.
Delightful.
Well, the 9th of Midsummer 1904. My dear Faraday, I jest, I assure you, I jest. See, I'm also writing you a proper letter. I will stand against the siren called for a search for an hour or so longer, whatever is necessary to complete this letter. I remind you that our place of work is an exceptionally formal establishment and not a place for first names, let alone terms of endearment. That being said, my friends call me Harry, and I implore you to do the same. Does Holly have a short form? Well, I suppose Lee, perhaps? But I will wait until I hear back from you. This is not the sort of thing that would do, lying awake, sleep inaccessibly, utterly flummoxed as to how Holly might be shortened. In my haste to respond, I realized I had not offered my condolences for the death of your crewmate. You write that she was a friend, and from your letters, I gather that this ship has been your home for much of your life. Had you known her long? There's some difference between the loss of an old friend and that of a new friend, but both can hurt us deeply. There are times connections can be forged fast, especially one would expect while in such close quarters at sea. You also mentioned that drink was a popular pastime on the ship and that the captain's wife was something of a brewer. I wasn't raised in Idiotic and come from a smaller town in the north. My father was a pastor and there was little in the way of entertainment beyond his sermons each week. Small stills and big appetites could be found there as well. While I, of course, now prefer a quiet, stimulating evening at a club to one of the bars of my youth, there was a certain rough charm to a gang of young boys attempting to drink their weight in whatever swill was available at the time. But the more distance I put between myself and that young terror, the better. I was once told that my accent comes out after my third drink, and that was the day I limited myself to 2 in the evening. Mustn't have too much of a good thing. But if you still see fit to bring along a bottle, I will happily partake of 2 full glasses. Though I suppose the bar is on my mind because I will be visiting one tomorrow to take ratings. A colleague mentioned that if my current pursuit included places of debauchery, then a place that ensnares victims through the lure of drink would be a promising locale. He is absolutely correct, of course, and I made contact with the owner of the bar right away. She did not seem to mind, so long as she was paid for her efforts. I will, of course, be forced to stay for an entire evening in the wretched place, but one must take pains along the path to the truth. I remain, as always, your friend, Harry Ludacille. Yes, I was speaking to the provost not 2 days ago, and when he inquired as to certain details of your life, I realized I don't even know the name of your vessel. Oh no.
Huh. I wonder if there's a reason for that.
I have been addressing these letters to a postbox in the southeast coast, but that is the extent of my knowledge. All I could remark was that it must be some extraordinarily quick vessel located along the Middle Sea. Quick and clever enough to outpace the Black Death. We did, I confess, have some number of good-natured jokes accusing you of being a member of that dread crew, so please allow me to clear your name, or the staff will be quite disappointed when you emerge from some trade ship, both eyes and legs intact. PPS, but if you do have a parrot, I should quite like to meet her. Shit, I need to get a parrot.
Very valid.
It occurs to me that as Lily is a doll, you could very easily replace one of her lower legs with a peg leg, and she could very easily dress up as a pirate.
I mean, sure.
She's also effectively made of prosthetic limbs.
Yeah, but it's not got the same vibe, does it?
They're all my limbs.
They're all special, each and every one of them.
I just replaced 3 of them with actual limbs. Problem solved. Don't ask where I got them.
Made of flesh? No.
Some sort of terrifying homunculus.
They're just on loan from Lily.
A homunculus.
No question it.
Oh, God.
I would question it very heavily.
I would also question it. The 20th of Midsummer, 1904. By surprisingly jovial Harry. Harry it is, then. I'm sorry to disappoint you, but I do not have any nicknames worthy of repeating. They call me several things on this ship, many of them meant to be affectionate, I'm sure. But I would much prefer you not treat me with the same casual sisterly teasing if it's all the same to you. It is a wonder, is it not, the modern postal service? My adoptive mother has mentioned several times how fortunate I am to be able to correspond with you so rapidly, and while at sea no less. Spare me the marveling over what is, and instead I would always prefer to look toward what shall be.
Oh, please explain how the hell this is working.
Pirates.
That's not how this works.
Pirates.
That's not how this
sloop,
works.
Or a pigeon, or a seagull, perhaps, or a very well-trained osprey.
Perfect.
Regarding your post-script, I do not own a parrot, but your sea-loving mind should be pleased to learn that one of our crew does indeed have one. It is not uncommon for our vessel to transport animal passengers as well as human. It is an investment, you see. Animals from more tropical climates sell well to aristos and the rich, and there are some creatures which seem to enjoy the travel. I've even heard stories of folks who train their birds to pick the locks on their cages and fly home to the ship after a day or so. In this way, the same bird may be sold several times, and companionship between man and animal is not broken. Parrots are fiercely loyal creatures, 10 times as devoted as a dog. The sight of a parrot with its master is a thing of singular sweetness.
I mean, I think the companionship between whoever bought the bird and the bird may be broken quite a lot.
Yeah.
At least it's better than buying a dead parrot.
I mean, that's fair. He's just pining for the fjords, though. Balanced only by the wretchedness with which the awful thing treats all others. Loyalty is a strange thing, is it not? It is so beautiful when one is being loyal to you, and so chilling when you are left on the outside of it. For a person to value the company of another so highly, logic no longer enters into the matter. Our ship is filled with that sort of loyalty. 2 gentlemen, a Mr. Svestus and McShade, come and go every few years, working for their passage from one continent to another, always together. Svetus has the distinctive ears of a member of the fair folk and can ever be seen throwing back his head, laughing at some terribly unamusing joke. He'd be a poor worker if he was able to sit still, but as his hands cannot help but be at something, the captain keeps him busy, seemingly at all hours. While Shade, to my best guess, while identifying as neither male or female, has instead taken on the properties of a liquid and lays about the ship as casual as you please.
Do you mean that literally or metaphorically? Like, are they a goo person? Because that'd be cool.
I don't know, but I appreciate the concept of being like, yes, I actually shall be liquid today, and just puddle on the floor. Bleh.
Large mood.
Yeah.
You may use me to
I will assume the shape of my container.
and you will pay me for it.
I'm transporting on this ship 2 quarts of bun.
Alas, wouldn't be able to take you on the plane to Vegas.
Alas. It is not until Svetus has a request of them that they spring into action. As the 2 work together, both of their faces are twin-like in their eagerness and zest for life. The crew mutters that Shade might be some servant or marionette of Svetus's, but they do not come to life without the will of Svetus. But while I may have difficulty distinguishing expressions, my own poor eyesight is part of it, but it does not matter how close I get, the nuances of a false or true smile are lost to me. Another reason I despise bold-faced untruths. Shade and Svestus. There's little inconsistencies in spelling in this, and I don't know if it's intentional or just not proofreading. Shade and Svetus' voices of a depth of little tells me in the quiet little rhythms of inner tenderness. If those 2 do not love one another, then I have never seen love.
Have to find the page up version each time. Yeah, I can
Yeah,
only
there's
imagine
different
that was a typo, since that's the only time it's been spelled as that.
Yeah. There's a handful of other inconsistencies in spelling I've noticed, but again, I don't know if it's proofreading or intentional. Like the fact that Holly writes pastime, all one word, Pastime, but Harry wrote it as past time. I don't know if that's just him writing differently or if that's a thing of the proofreading on the author's part. I don't
It
know.
could very possibly be a bit of both. Time will tell.
Yeah. And while I have not per se known a real and true love myself, my adoptive parents are a disgustingly blatant example of it. One always so damnably proud of the other, and even with what she's done is objectively quite ordinary. I suppose it must be nice to find such joy in the mediocre, but it's loathsome and obnoxious to be on the outside of it. Have you ever loved? As I said before, there was a parrot aboard at the fucking Discord. There's a parrot aboard at the moment, and she delights in screaming. And did you know that she delights as well in the screaming of others? It is impossible not to shout at her to be quiet, at which some point she rears a great crest of feathers atop her head and begins to scream back at you all the louder. Were she a woman, the raising of that crest would be the same as a wide Cheshire grin. And the screaming, well, I suppose that might be the same as a cry of joy. One cannot scream at a parrot. One may only punish them with silence. But it is difficult. We have no cats to make short work of the creature, for the captain will not have them on her ship. For its part, the accursed bird has made friends with the overabundance of rats in our hold, and delights in snatching food off of plates and dropping it down to them. Ha.
Appropriate face from Lunacia. It's like, and
Yeah.
what now? It does what?
Yep, that's a strange thing for a parrot to do, but so it goes. Few things can make the captain smile, but both the rats and the bird are smart, and occasionally the parrot will give a chittery cry to which one or two rats will flock, upon which point she will upend her food dish, screaming with delight as the rats feast, no doubt grateful for their supper. The captain always praises the bird for this little trick, and while the bird will not consent to be petted by any but its owner, he does seem to enjoy the acknowledgement.
So just the parrot is casually training some rats. What could go wrong?
Yeah, it's trying to become the Pied Piper, only without the pipe as a food dish instead. I suppose some little acknowledgement, even if it's not ardor, is still enough to make it happy from time to time. Your friend without nickname. Holly Faraday. I'm assuming that's going to say Discord stream is dying.
Yes.
Cool.
Let me restart the stream just in case. The Discord stream, that is.
Yeah. Yeah, it just sort of goes to black every now and then. Not sure why. It's not like this is a graphically intensive game.
Yeah, the most motion, aside from text, is usually just the circular swirl of background decoration.
Yeah.
The 2nd of post-summer, 1904. My dear friend, without nickname, 1 month until the start of the term. Await either your arrival or your letter within the next 2 weeks. When you make port, send one off by evening mail. Mail is collected thrice daily in Aniautic, so shall reach me very quickly. We shall be able to arrange to meet at our leisure. The modern postal service, indeed. Have you been able to find lodgings yet? The department chair mentioned that you'd rent him, ask if there were any apartments within the city who looked favourable upon the faculty. I'd be willing to cut a deal on lodgings. My dear Holly, if you are in need of financial assistance, please do not overlook myself as a source of aid. I own my own house in Aniautic and has 2 guest rooms.
Many reasons for a look of sign to panic.
Yep.
You may stay for as long as you require. Once you have your paycheck in hand, I'm certain that finding permanent rooming will be no difficulty at all for you. Your little tale of the parrot on your ship was utterly charming and will light editor too. You might want to keep it at the ready for staff events. I'm certain it would light others, for I found myself, days afterward, chuckling to it myself over my evening coffee. What an intelligent beast. Though my heart does reach out to it. If it so dearly loves its current master, it would not be desperately sad when sold. It's dearly enough to make me wish that it were one of those criminal birds of which you spoke. Better be a scoundrel. I assume that there is nothing to be done, and hope that new home will dote upon it, just the same.
Birds.
And there are truly people of an ungendered persuasion aboard your ship. Must tell me all about them. I'm fortunate to live in as progressive a city as Aniautic, but the public here has not quite figured out its feelings. There's a general sort of consensus that, much like with one's supper, is impolite not to partake the whole of whatever's placed in front of you. In some parts of the world, are men forced to live out their lives as women, and thus it would be the height of ingratitude for a man here in Aniautic to not wear the trousers and titles so graciously bequeathed to him by society. I myself have a friend from a religious home who was fortunate enough to not have been disinherited, as so many are, after insisting upon masculine terminology. He confided in me that, on occasion, he quite missed being treated as a lady, but had heard of others who had all respect revoked for such greed. This is not to say that there are no people here who live openly adhering to either of the usual classifications, but it is carefully is a careful androgynous line to tread. Rather than the beauty of experimentation, it seems that society has decided they should live without the benefits of either. And if one wishes to have none of the downsides of gender, they must also renounce any benefit. There is a certain fairness, I suppose, and I find myself tongue-tied when I attempt to argue against that perspective. But it does vex me so. It does, however, vex me in private, and these thoughts are deeply unfashionable. I've considered omitting this bit of letter and rewriting, as is my custom when I am too indulgent in writing, but I will put my faith in your discretion once more. It is difficult to remain in low spirits. Your arrival shall occur within the month. I've made a list of restaurants and gardens which might be of interest to you. But I've been at sea for a month, I will want a chance to stretch my legs. There are several which are lovely in the evenings. Parasols are only appropriate for women, otherwise there are many gardens that, even this late in the season, are flush with bright flowers. Antioch is the coldest city, there is no doubt of that, and I hope you are prepared with a winter wardrobe. I know many who have emigrated from the southern coast who mistakenly assumed that a light sweater would be enough to protect them in a snowstorm. But then the innocent joy with which they met the first snowfall would be a marvelous way to see your face. A light with a novel, wonderful experience. Please forgive my meandering. You may react as you please, whatever you please. I'm far too overeager to share the city with you. I must cut this letter short, lest my eagerness embarrass me still further. Yours, Harry Lucille. P.S. Would you be offended if I took you a distiller of rum? He is quite proud of her work. Do you have taste for it, or is your palate staunchingly loyal to what your mother has made? Do you prefer to try new beverages? What of shows? Music halls are not really in vogue for those of opposition, but there are some that are more, touch more respectable. The opera is much more refined, but casual attendance has been going out of style. Would you find yourself bored by 4 acts of some comic persuasion? Cannot stand tragedies, but the season has 2 shows of the most unintelligible shenanigans, one of which being an absolute favourite of mine, and the soprano who has joined this past year. Her voice strong but light and clear as a bell. Let me know when I shall procure 2 tickets instead of 1.
Exciting things abound. Oh, we're in a proper room now.
Still has the same candle,
The
though.
7th. Always. You kept the same candle. The 7th of post-summer, 1904. My exuberant friend. Procure that 2nd ticket and address your next letter to this inn. This landfall will be my last for the term. As upset as I may be with that addle-brained department chair, I suppose it is working out. I'd be very obliged to make use of your guest room for the next 1 or 2 weeks. I am an invisible flatmate, as you shall scarcely see the finest glimpse of me outside my room, unless you decide that you wish to. I have much to say, and this could be my longest letter yet. But at this point, there's little reason not to save it all for when we are face to face. I will send this letter out post-haste. Is that anything? Is that even wordplay, or simply literal now? And wonder that I might have a response from you as soon as tomorrow. Your extremely close friend, Holly Faraday.
Shortest from longest to shortest letter. Nope.
Yep. P.S. But I do not wish to make assumptions. I merely. P.S. It's merely wordplay, you see. P.S. Words fail. See you soon.
Okay. I can also drag it back and forth if I want to.
Oh, okay.
Although, unfortunately, that also resulted in continuing. I'm surprised that it didn't end up doing the little stinger, but
Yeah, so interstitial, yeah.
The 7th of post-summer, 1904. My exceptionally close friend. It is literal and figurative, I suppose is now, frankly, much too slow. I have sent the owner up with this letter. Closer than you may have considered, Harry. Well.
Oh, I see.
I was about to go around, I was like, looks like a similar enough locale. Ah!
Yep.
The other's just like, well...
Literally.
So long as they're paying me.
Literally just downstairs.
Yep, there's the singer.
Yeah.
Oh, chairman, I suppose. Lily, would you care to voice this person?
Huh?
We have a third character. You want to voice him?
No.
Fair enough.
Do you want to, or shall I?
I'll do it.
Okay.
21st of post-autumn 1904. To Professor Harold Ludicille. It is uncommon that I write to my staff, but with your irregular schedule, it seemed more prudent too. And this also ensures that you have my complaint in writing. What is this fucking blinky music?
It's very jaunty.
I'm just gonna sit here for a moment.
Yeah. It's delightfully appropriate, like panicked music.
Your assistant professor is utterly unbearable. I had taken note when you mentioned that he might come from meaner stock than most of the scholars here, but I scarcely expected that you would have truly employed an absolute nobody like this to our university. An eccentric, yes, I well expected someone like you to have found an unusual or even bohemian hire. But from his mouth came the most creative and disgusting curses. He managed to sub his toe in the library, and the head of the geology department heard Faraday let loose with a colorful treatment that a book cart's mother attempted to fit an animal of considerable weight and size into a portion of anatomy that, unless I am very much mistaken, book carts lack. Little matters like that are obnoxious, but what goes beyond the pale is that apparently he has given no less than 3 failing grades on the labs and papers of one Withersby Whitehall, who couldn't spell his name normally, so you know he's extra rich and fancy.
What do you think of the chances that this letter is signed, like, Professor Whitehall?
I'll say I would not be surprised. The Whitehall family has a long and highly respected legacy, and young Witherby's father's father's father was among the first class to graduate from our halls. Both the university and the family have been lavish in their long-standing appreciation of one another. We certainly should, and will, show a little kindness towards those who have shown such fondness of us in the past. Whitehall's grades must be given a charitable little bit of grace in the future. And you will also inform your assistant that he must refrain from comparing students' things that include, but are not limited to, slow mammals, character from children's rhymes, inanimate objects utilized for self-gratification. If I may speak frankly, Ludicille, for the God's sake, man, get your assistant in order! Your research is promising, and all the more so with him by your side, but you have tenure. He does not. Yours, Professor Simon Beaconsfield, Chair of the Department of Biology, University of Antioch.
Well, that was a pleasant letter.
Alas, no blink.
Ah. Also, he does seem to have a portrait of a pirate in the background. Well, it just looks like a pirate to me.
Oh, we got 2 rotations now.
Oh.
What the fuck is going on in the constellations?
Don't worry about it. This planet spins very quickly here. The 31st of Anti-Winter, 1904. Harry. While I could say this to your face, I wanted to thank you for all you've done for me this year. I've spoken to the department chair, and though I can tell that he does still not admire my demeanor, he has admitted that the Superna Biology department has flourished this year,
and that my efforts have made a considerable difference.
Yeah, that little nah keeps throwing us off.
Yeah. It just throws off my pronunciation. But without your initial and continued support, I know that I would not have made it. How do you function so well? How do you persist and manage to smile in the faces of all these simpering twits? My home ship may have been little more than a pile of rats, but at least rats do not lie to you. It may have been loud, but what it shouted had little guile. Neither Aniatic nor the ship suit me, but it is within the walls of your home that I feel most at ease. You're a bit of a stuffed shirt, and you care far, far too much about what other people think. But not even you can keep a cork in that font of energy and zest you have for life. I had never thought to develop a taste for the opera, but then I'd never known that they write them in languages I understood, or thought to bring a libretto and whisper comments and make jokes, to watch them with the combination of earnest love and sharp tongue for parody with which you enjoy all your favorite things. I can see you wince when I make a misstep in public, and the shame that I feel for myself is compounded when I realize that I've shamed you as well. You utilize your social prowess to steer me safely through the ire of those who would hold a grudge, and you chastise me only a little for my missteps. On the ship, shipmates are not as gentle. The crux of the matter is that I wish to thank you. And not only that, I wish to ask if you would accompany me to dinner. I know that we dine together several times a week already, and that you hardly bat an eye at the cost of any dinner which I purchase, but I should like to invite you at my own expense. It is nothing fancy, but there's a comfortable pub, and if you would break your little rule for me, I'd be very happy to hear what you sound like after a third drink.
I should make some beer battered fish later this week.
I certainly could do.
Yeah.
Not something I partake in.
Yeah, you and your hatred of seafood.
And the beer, but yeah.
I mean, you don't have to use beer for beer batter. You just need to use something carbonated.
Well, then why is it called beer batter?
Because it's usually made with beer.
But yes, anything carbonated will also work.
But then it's not beer batter if it's not beer.
No, it is not. Regardless what he might tell you.
If I made a peanut butter and jelly sandwich and switched out the peanut butter for like Nutella, it would not be a PB&J.
I'm not the one who named it beer batter.
No, but who am I to argue the finer points of gastronomy?
Plus, beer batter is traditionally used for stuff like fish and chips. So.
I will take your word for it.
Would be something nice to have before Vegas trip. Leastwise, because there's going to be so many fancy things to eat in Vegas, and I do not wish to always eat fancy.
Yeah, that's fair. When do you leave for that? Is that this week?
Next week.
Next week.
We're leaving on Wednesday.
Oh, it's next Wednesday, okay.
Yeah, I believe we're leaving Wednesday night. So, alas, next week there will be no Lucius. Time will tell about next Tuesday.
So it goes.
Pull up OBS again. There we go.
Yeah. The esteem I harbor for you is immense, both for your mind and, as I am bold today, for you as a man. I feel as though I have known you for ages, but still there is so much that I do not yet know about you, and would like to come to know better. Oh, look at his little face. Yours, with gratitude and affection. Holly. Aww.
Oh, we got a little ding.
Oh, little chain.
Oh, that's not good.
Oh, I'm sure this is fine.
The private logbook.
The private logbook. I shouldn't have had that third drink.
1st of Midwinter, 1905, New Year's Day. God. What have I done now? Oh. And then they fucked.
Oh, well. Yeah, well, yeah, I guess so.
Shit.
Amazing.
We're leaving it at that.
It's just the end. Oh,
delightful.
What an incredible ending.
And a return to form with the same initial music that they used in the trailer, and probably the menu's music for Serial Murder.
Glorious.
Written, coded, and drawn by Alexis Royce. Base template coding by KT143, additional coding by Depeche Argawal, playtested by Sushi. Music, Meister Hora. I don't know. Make a field music to you. I could read that, but won't. Enters the forest. Table 1. 10 cents for a start. I don't know. Jellyfish Kyotaka Sambo. I could read that if I want, up until the kanji.
The first set of katakana just says piano jingle. Piano jinguru.
I'm unsurprised. And of course, what's playing right now, Play With Me, Mew.
Huh.
Built-in Renpy, 8.2.0. Thank you for playing. It's been a prequel to The Case of the Serialized Killer. As we're aware at this point.
Marvelous.
Which is available now on Steam, I know. I played it, I streamed it. I cried its praises for a little bit. I gave it a good review. And for leaving, how's that?
Delightful.
No future details, no elaboration, just, and then they fucked. Thanks.
Yep.
That's about right.
And Harry was I don't want to say regretful, but not super on board after the fact.
He'll be fine, probably.
You'll get over it.
Until the incident.
Ah, the incident.
The incident.
But I am looking forward to more from them in this stuff. They've given it a serious title for now, Let the Gold.
Oh, okay.
We'll see if that's...
I'd certainly like to see more of it. It's an interesting sort of setting with this whole thing of the demons and gods created by places of, Superna biology. I'd certainly like to see more of it. The fact that it had a lot of little sort of detective-y stuff that we had to do, that was cool.
Yeah.
It was like the investigation stages of a Phoenix Wright game. And I am all aboard with things like that.
Yeah, definitely.
And as an open remark to Alexis Royce, where's the pirates at?
I need a bit more
That's
pirates.
a very good question.
We need some pirates. Possibly a samurai.
I wanted to voice a pirate. There were no
I'm
pirates.
pretty sure there was like some concept art of them at the end of the other game. I'd have to read some.
I feel like there wasn't there? I truly don't recall. It was only a few months ago.
not buying the art book. At least not at the moment. Just popping in serialized killer and pirate mother is not pulling anything up. There are portraits for like the Dia de Luis, Clarice Myers, the Pine Flowers, etc. and so forth, but
yeah,
nothing for the pirates. But time will tell. I mean, obviously this popped out like 5 months after the first one, so we'll see how things go.
Yeah. It's a nice little concept for a game, this one.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, it's basically a visual novel. But I like the go back and forth between sender and receiver, and just I don't know, it's just a nice way of it's basically just an hour of exposition. It's literally just a story that you're reading. But it's nice. It's a nice way of presenting it.
Such is the way of visual novels. Not all visual novels have interaction.
Yeah, but it's nice. It's a nice way of telling a story.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, we could have just watched an hour of characters doing dialogue or whatever, but like, this is nice. It's a nice way to, instead of just reading pages and pages of text, to just have a little more to it than that.
Yeah, that's
one of the nice things about visual novels. Music. And yeah, some delightful little yeah, buddy, wherever the guy's name was, Simon Beckinsale or whatever the hell. Yeah, it's a nice concept for it.
Yeah, plus some good overall elaboration on the world, the setting, the politics, the relation with the characters before things kind of went to pot.
Yeah. Honestly, I wouldn't have anything against them doing more of just this exact thing, just with other characters. Like, maybe you have Harry and Holly writing to other characters, or maybe between games they're separate, they're going and doing different stuff and they're writing to each other. Maybe just a nice little, like, I don't imagine it's that much trouble for them to put this together as a game. Now they already have the template for it. Like, it's a really nice way of presenting story in between what might be considered a main series game, a bigger one with more interaction and stuff.
Although I'm not sure quite how long they have timeline-wise, since I don't know what year the serialized killer was set in.
I don't recall.
I mean, theoretically, they can have some more letters between, like, when they're actively at the academy and poking around other places. As well as potentially some stuff after the mess.
Yeah. It doesn't say on the Steam page. Yeah, I don't know.
What do you think, Ann?
I mean, I like the characters. I like the progressiveness of the world that they are presenting.
Yeah, I like how they just kind of brought that up in conversation and it didn't feel too forced.
Yeah, it was just part of the group. Just
yeah, like they made mention of it, and then
it was done well because it was just like a one person amidst this whole lineup of people they were introducing.
Yeah, even the thing with Mixed Shade, there was there was just it was mentioned and then that was it, And there was then
not to mention it was also done in order to progress the narrative, because clearly it was brought up to talk about lovers.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. It was nice. It didn't feel like ham-fisted, like, here's our token non-binary person. Like, it was just the character. Which I think a lot of other stories and a lot of other just storytelling in general falls prey to. Like, they want to be genuinely progressive, and they want to have non-binary characters for people to feel like they are seen and that they are to feel that they are real people, to see that people like them exist in media.
But a lot of things, unfortunately, don't do it super well.
Yeah, tokenism, not to be confused with tokenism, is definitely an easy pitfall of riding, especially depending on how you go and any pitfalls within lore.
Yeah. I mean, obviously, we already know from having played the first game that Harry has his sort of alternate self. So we already know that there's something with that, although I don't recall if that's actually happened yet.
It is.
I don't remember what the background was for it.
Well, I mean, they're both working at Aniata, so that definitely happened before.
Yeah.
Yet they haven't been thrown out, disgraced, and he still has some zest for life in him.
Yeah, true. Because there was the little thing about when he said that he knew someone from a religious household who had been forced to live one way as the other, and I was like, is he just talking about himself and being sort of?
That seems very possible.
Yeah,
time will tell.
That he's just sort of talking around the fact he maybe just doesn't want to admit it, but he's like, oh, I know this person who secretly, from time to time is like, yeah, I do miss it, but also it sucks for them. They have to, try and get society to acknowledge them as being a real person, kind of thing. But yeah, it's nice that it's nice that they fit it into the narrative without it feeling like it's been forced into the narrative. It's just a natural part of the characters. So good on, assuming it's Alexis Royce that writes all of it. Good on you, Alexis.
Credits option. There's an about, but not credits.
Yeah. But yeah, it did say like written and programmed by Alexis Royce. So
yeah.
I'm assuming it was all on Alexis. I'm assuming.
Also, amusingly, there is an upvoted currently the most helpful review in the past 7 days on Steam. The most recent comment, which is upvoted, and it recommends the game, is just gay.
Beautiful.
Excellent. 10 out of 10 review.
Not unfactual in this case.
Just
to be entirely fair, something that I left out in describing the game is, to quote, "It is an experiment in letter writing meant to evoke the distinctly sweet homoeroticism of Victorian Edwardian literature. Follow the correspondence of those two professors in the months before one of them makes a decision he'll never be able to take back." And then they fucked.
Yeah. I have the Steam page open for the Case of the Serialized Killer, and I just scroll down to see the reviews on that, just because you had mentioned it. There's one here which is just, I enjoy murder mysteries, historical fantasy settings, and homosexuality. So this story is basically laser targeted at me. Beautiful. Oh, absolutely marvelous.
There is one very questionable review, which I'm just going to take a screenshot of. It's like, why is this here? How is this here? The fuck?
What, for
what are
for
you
this
on?
one, you mean?
Yeah.
What the fuck?
Like, I have
Okay.
several questions, none of which I will ask, none of which I wish to ask.
How have they got more reviews than products they own? This person has done. They have 2,100 products and almost 8,000 reviews.
They are a parrot, clearly.
Obviously.
Yeah.
I don't.
God, that last line. What the fuck?
I don't.
Yeah, if you want to see for yourself, just go on the Steam page and look for the one that says "Caw Claw."
Or please don't. But yeah, I would highly suggest that people. Obviously, there is the VOD, and I'll probably be putting these into a playlist on YouTube at some point. I would suggest y'all watch the. Well, the VOD's probably still not up The VOD is probably no longer on Twitch, unfortunately, just due to how long they last, since it was back in December. So you can watch that over on YouTube. I'll put them in a playlist eventually. I would also suggest that, obviously, people check out these games and keep an eye out on things. I guarantee you that free or paid, we'll probably be playing the next one, too.
Yeah. I'm certainly intrigued as to what the next one holds.
You have me invested, damn it.
I know. How dare you? How dare you get me invested in these characters?
And also my apologies to anyone I may have woken up with the sun shouting.
Including me.
Head pats bun. There. Soft bun, fragile bun, easily scared bun.
Yep, I am all of those things.
And also some extra head pats for the extra cute mode. Especially since you were kind of just here this time.
Yes. Which is fine.
She really wanted to voice those pirates, though.
Alas, it has a pirate tag on Steam. It's not my fault.
I mean, he was clearly
like
on a
lady
pirate ship.
pirates too. It would have been great.
Yeah, there absolutely were lady pirates. They had rum and everything.
We'll see next time. We'll see.
All I want out of the next episode.
But yes, tomorrow I'm going to attempt to stream. I say attempt just because Tuesdays have been cursed for the past couple of months, whether I like it or not. There's going to be another hour of AFK journey just to get that knocked out, and then I'll be trying to work more towards finishing Prisoner of Azkaban so that I can redebut Frederic and move on to other stuff. And then Wednesday, should everyone be feeling alright and up to it, these two will be alongside Lucius, playing more Phoenix Wright after I play, you guessed it, another hour of AFK journey to round off that part of my sponsorship requirements. The sponsorship, we just use the command and chat real quick, will be lasting until Sunday at about noon. So please be sure to look into that, spread the word if you can, and just spend a little time on it. You don't have to do a whole lot. These two knocked it out in like 2 days.
Yeah.
Yeah, it doesn't take long. And honestly, it's kind of a charming little game. Like,
yeah,
the art style is really nice.
Yeah, I like the art style, and yeah, it's got just a neat little story. That honestly, the voice acting really good.
I've had it muted, so I don't know anything about the voice acting.
I mean, that's fair. But
unless
I'd
you're
say
in
all
it
the
for the
voice actors they've
waifus,
had
don't
on
do what
board.
Lily's doing. Let yourself
Yeah.
be
What was
immersed.
They do have some nice waifus, though.
Play it how you want to play it.
They got some nice waifus and probably nice furry husbandos if you're into that.
And don't let people judge you for how you want to play it.
I mean, that's the thing. Is that like I don't want to say it's not a very deep story, but like it's not a story that requires a lot of engagement. So if you do want to just
I can
skim
tell
through the
you
story,
it does not.
yeah, if you do want to just skim through the story, you totally can, and just get to that sweet level up animation. Get some more gotcha pulls.
If you want the numbers to get bigger, I am with you.
Yeah. If you want to be like Lily, just god damn, look at those numbers go. Get that resonance level as high as you can. And if you want to enjoy some story, you can do that. Apart from the times when it randomly changes the words to like Japanese or something. But don't worry about it.
Yeah, I didn't see any of that.
The thing which is nice, actually, I did have to skip one of the bits of dialogue with like a little side character because I'd mentioned there was a time where it just came up with a single option, and it was only in, some kanji, and I was like, I literally don't know what this says, but it wouldn't let me click on it, So I just had to hit the skip button, and it was like, "Oh, you sure you want to skip this dialogue? Here's a rundown of what this entire conversation entails." I was like, "Oh, okay."
I mean, that's nice at least.
Yeah. But it was like, "Oh yeah, you want to skip this entire dialogue? Okay, basically they were going to tell you that they saw this fisherman over here. You should go talk to him." It's like, "Oh, thank you. I appreciate that." That was the only time I had to actually skip dialogue. It's just because the game broke.
But yes, my thanks to everyone viewing, past, present, and future, everyone who's in the rest of the streams this week, and of course to these two, as well as to those who popped in tonight. Surprisingly no Theo tonight, but obviously there was Ark as well as Saigoku for a bit.
Yeah.
R.I.P. Theo. He was a real one.
He'll be missed.
Yeah. And yeah. Meanwhile, everyone gets some rest, or if you live across the pond, have a good day. Good night.
I might get some rest. You don't know me.
Alright, it's bunny bedtime. No, I don't care. It's like 2 hours to do. Bunny bedtime now.
Let's go.